Howdy.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, hello.
Howdy.
You're alive.
I am alive.
Was that in question?
All righty. So, welcome everybody back to the magical, mystical land of scholarly toil and sinister plots, Castelmond. Our party has returned triumphantly from their very first trial, scaling the Tower of Jack Shoff, the Mad Mage, in record time. Acid floors, notwithstanding. You guys have placed first in this preliminary stage of the Quadramage competition and have thus advanced to the next trial with an advantage. You guys have basically just gotten back from all that. The tower basically just receded into the ground. You had reached the top floor. It sank into the ground, kind of like dissipating as it goes. The trees that were around you, the platforms, the big throne, kind of like vanishing into the ether as the enchantments wore away. And you are standing there in the middle of this stadium, and all the various people from your new houses are there, cheering for you. Everybody's, happy. Everybody's going crazy. It is altogether a very, very good time. People are, screaming your names. There's a chant going around: pencil pushers, pencil pushers. When do we push? Pencils. When do we push them? All the time.
All the time.
That's kind of how
So
it's going.
catchy.
I think we should
Yeah,
change our actual group name to Pencil Pushers. It's kind of catchy.
Honestly, could be
Sticking out.
yeah. You guys see the crowd. You see a sort of like young dwarven mage walks up to you guys and goes, "Wow, boy howdy. You guys really knocked it out of the park there. Hi, I'm Julius. And I'm kind of like doing I'm with the school paper. I was just wondering if I could get an interview with all you guys. So you guys are all new exchange students to Ravenhall, and you have just, really come in and done all of us a great service by, winning this first stage in such a triumphant manner. Is there anything you have to say to your truly hundreds of adoring fans?"
No.
This was entirely expected.
Entirely expected. I'm sorry. Could you give us your name, sir?
Oh yes, my name. But you should have probably already heard of it. But I will stop taking my time to say it, and I'll let you know. Bushel Dowdy. My name's Bushel Dowdy.
Bushel Dowdy. Now that is a name that everyone here at Ravenhall is gonna have to keep, their eyes peeled for. Truly, you are here, just doing great things. All of us are very, very impressed with you.
Of course.
Jesse, do you guys have anything to say to your adoring fans, or to everyone who came here to cheer you on tonight?
I think the win speaks for itself.
Keep pushing those pencils.
Keep pushing those pencils.
But you see, he takes out a little like tome and starts scribbling. Keep pushing those pencils. Well, extremely inspiring. a little bizarre. All of us use quills here, but like I think pencil sales are gonna get a real boost after this.
Real boost.
Yeah, you might want to buy like a pencil stock if you can.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be going up.
Incredible. You see that uh as you guys are standing there, you guys are taking this interview. Certainly there's no shortage of people like chanting and cheering your names, but you do see that the other schools, they have their oh man, hold on, let me see if I can get the music to work. It stopped working again. Hold on,
Oh no.
I'm disconnecting you, and I'm gonna make you join, and I'm gonna make you play. Nope, that didn't work either. Oh man, it's just not working for some reason. Oh no, I'm so sad. You see that pretty much shortly after you guys had time. It's a couple of minutes, I would say, maybe like 20 minutes pass as you catch your breath, and like kind of like the medical team comes over to check in on you guys, make sure no permanent damage has been done to anybody. But the other tower, the one actually closest to you, also the second tower beams with a bright white light and sinks into the ground. And you see the announcers go, and in second place, right on the heels of the pencil pushers, the Inkwell Enigmas. And you see standing on a platform, kind of like loaded with arcane glyphs that also begin to fade away, like kind of the tree filled platform that final floor that you guys were in, that kind of fades away, and you see a group of 4 individuals. You of course see Simon, aka Matsu Well Inc. You see a tall, kind of like burly human man with like coursing red hair going down to shoulders, Brett Dango from Strickfin. And you see a lanky, kind of like slender looking air genasi named Sai Mar, who's kind of like clad in like a leather trench coat and looking kind of like kind of solemn and sullen. And you see a young little halfling, a little bit taller than Simon, truly with like just a large like cloth pack on his back, like a bunch of like spell scrolls sticking out and like glowing like magical trinkets and like magical grenades and such, named Lickety Split with 2 T's. They emerge triumphant from their trial as well. You see the moment they come down, similarly to you guys, a horde of Inkwell students can like rush, leap from the stands to be like, you hear like a chant going, "Oh my God, someone from Pinkles did something!" Like a real, rushing the field type of moment. And you see, go ahead and give me an insight check as you kind of watch these people's reactions to kind of what goes down.
All right.
All
Nice.
right.
We're doing it.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Right. So the rest of you, I think maybe have other things to think about right now. But you, Ruby, you look over and you notice the other 3 people, other than Simon, don't look super like jazzed about anything that just went down. They look not that much worse for the wear. My camera as well is not cooperating. They don't look that much worse for the wear. They look, like they had to exert some effort, but not as kind of spent as you would imagine somebody who went through similar trials to what you guys went through to be like. But Simon looks completely gassed. Simon's like, oh yes, go Pinkles, Pinkles pride. He's doing his best Suma impression still. And you see Simon is like the only one kind of engaging with these students, and also kind of the only one that the students are engaging with. But as you guys kind of like finish out, do you guys stick around to see the other teams finish, or do you want to like break away from the scene and do something else?
Look. I'm a fan of the name Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway. I'm somewhat of a fan already. I'd like to know personally, but if anyone else says we should probably do something, I'd listen.
I'd like to see who gets
Yeah.
who gets last place and where we stand with everyone else.
When
Excellent.
we're spectating, are we actually able to
Mhm.
see what the teams are doing inside of the tower?
Yeah, you look up. You look up and you see like giant floating jumbotrons made with just like arcane glyphs, like floating things, like just big screens floating around. There's multiple of them giving like different angles of the action. You get the sense that everything you were doing in the Mage Tower was like watched by pretty much everybody. Yeah.
But can they hear us?
Not 100%.
Okay.
And
It's more so you can see like for like fairness purposes of like we don't want to leak people's strategies, but we can see them in action to make it actually a spectator sport. Mostly it is the commentators kind of like describing what you guys are doing. The actual verbiage you are using is unheard. Um, but yeah,
could we
so
try
there,
to
yeah,
sorry, can we like study the people that we see remaining, the two teams, just to kind of get like an idea of what each person does? You don't need to go like into detail. I don't expect to do that for 8 people, but just in case it's important later for us to like remember. Oh,
Like if this one team that's all has counter spells might be worth knowing.
yeah, stuff like that.
yeah, absolutely. You see, you have to kind of stick around for a long while. Oh, please focus on me. A long while to kind of like wait for. So Simon's team finished maybe 20-25 minutes after you guys, which is why had you taken that short rest, you would have not come in first. These guys push through their stuff. What you notice when you watch the other screens is you look over at the ESU team, comprised of Frost Winterhide, Dwayne the Iceberg Johnson, Chilbert Coleman, and Steve Wilson. They are close to the top of their tower now. You notice that the other two remaining teams did not have magic teleportation portals. They had like straightforward stairs that they had to climb. Much more of a physical test than anything. No need to like figure out any rules or double back or anything like that. They are just running up. You see, they are fighting primarily with with like ice magics. A lot of them are like stuff that you would recognize and know, like Cone of Cold and Ice Knife, stuff like that. However, they seem to have developed a sensibility over there of being able to reflavor spells that would normally do a certain kind of damage into ice spells. So instead of fireball, they're casting ice balls. They also seem to have like a similar proficiency with doing that for water spells. So certain things can be like cold water spells. They can create a tidal wave but made of ice, that kind of thing. All their spells are flavored around that way. The Wolf Spell Academy girls, however, are much more. You watch actually as Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way seems to be like the biggest powerhouse of their group. The other three girls are mostly in the back, casting like haste, casting like debuff spells on their opponents. And you watch as Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way, who has like extremely straight, long raven black hair, the perfect eyeshadow with the cat's eye or whatever, like black lipstick, she has like the piercings, she has like the freaking the two, and she has like face tattoos a little bit, but like elegant, like she's wearing like basically like a black lace frilly witch's dress kind of that she immediately rips out of as she turns into a werewolf. She is a lycanthrope. So you see, she first kind of like does like one of those anime magical girl transformations where she's like floating in the air, and so but instead of becoming like an elegant Sailor Moon, she just turns into a big ass werewolf and just starts fucking people up inside the tower. What you guys do catch though, what you clock as you watch what's going on, is that these two teams are fighting much easier competition than you guys did. But
Huh.
you didn't catch enough of Inkwell's challenge to really tell what they went through. That's something you'll have to figure out on your own if you want to learn more about that. So that's kind of the flavor you guys are getting. It's chill, it's laid back. People are like eating popcorn and nuts. People are like, vendors are using mage hands to hand out like like hot dogs to people. At the end of the day, after about another hour 15 passes, and you can let me know if there's anything else you would like to do in this meantime while you watch. Wolf Spell Academy. I'm gonna roll. Actually, I'm gonna roll because I think that's more fun. We'll say odds are Wolf Spell, evens are ESU. Okay. ESU on the final stage. They are facing down a red dragon that lives at the top. The wizard's tower has been kind of like taken over by a red dragon, and they're fighting it on its peak. They are creating ice walls and like thrusting water spells at it, but unfortunately, kind of the type advantage is a little bit too much, and one by one they fall to the dragon's breath as Dwayne the Iceberg Johnson is the last one of them standing. He is holding up a shield that's like made of ice, like bracing it against the dragon's breath, but it's just like slowly melting. And he goes, "Brothers." You can just like read his lips because the camera gets a really good close up. You're just reading his lips. "Brothers, it was good fighting with you, but I'm afraid they got us with type advantage. Fuck me." And is blasted, scored by the dragon's breath as the tower crumbles immediately. Like familiars rush out from the stands to like collect the bodies and like give them medical treatment. Obviously they have clerics and stuff on deck. The dragon is immediately dissipated, the enchantment whisked away. And similarly on the other, there was kind of like a split monitor where you can see both things happening at the same time. Ebony lands the final like hasted double attack wolf claws on the Illithid that was the Illithid wizard that had taken control of the final mage tower, and Wolf Spell Academy moves on to the semi-finals.
My minor illusion, a big foam hand. They're like, yeah.
You see Julius. Julius is like, well, and he's so well. He's actually so humble that he's willing to root for the enemy. Like that's just excellent sportsmanship from Bushel Dowdy. Truly an icon to be remembered. And you see, I'm gonna roll. Talon, go ahead, roll me a since it's roll 20. Roll me a D50.
E50. Ooh, what is that?
Yeah, a D50, a quick little D50.
Ah,
7.
oh.
Okay. You look out onto the stands and you see a group of like middle classmen from Raven Hall who start going, Bushel Dowdy, you're the best! Ah, we stand Bushel Dowdy! You have now become the in K-pop terms, I believe they call it a bias. Like the one member of the group that you stand the hardest, even though you're a big fan of the group in general. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, 7 people are now part of the Bushel Daddy fan club. In fact, all of you roll a D50.
Oh yeah. All right.
Okay.
Stan.
Ooh, okay.
One more. Hell House.
Doom House.
Oh, Doom House.
On a D50, all of you rolling less than a 15 is great.
We are really not
wild.
that popular.
I think it's a function of you guys like being new kids, of like people like, oh man, they kind of just came in and stole the thunder. But you see, people are trying to be like, oh my god, Razor! Like, and you see actually, there's not that many people cheering for you, unfortunately, Ruby. However, you see Lily Aylmore, the satyr, the head of Doom House, the head girl of Doom House, that is, gather like 4 other people from Doom House, and they like make eye contact with you, and they go, Ram, we stand you. And like Lily's like, yeah, Doom House. And basically you guys have garnered a small little fan following for yourselves. And next time around, if you also do well in the next stage, perhaps you will gain even more fans still. Okay. As Ebony Darkness Dimension Raven Way lands a telling blow on the Illicit Wizard, the last platform sinks to the ground, and you hear a loud as the timer goes off, and you see Yeska step up to the podium and says, very well. Thank you all. That will conclude the first stage of the Quadramage competition. Each of these 3 remaining groups, our team from Raven Hall, and you see she just glares in your guys' direction for a second, the team from Inkwell and the representatives of Wolfspell University will be moving on to the next round, which will be concluded tomorrow. Same time, 11 a.m. That is when that second stage will conclude. Okay. Thank you all for coming out. To those of you still who have been eliminated, you are welcome to continue watching the rest of the competition. I am sure it will prove to be a treat for all involved, one in which you can learn many things that will help you on your journey to mastering the magical arts. Thank you all, and we'll see you again next time. You see a bunch of fireworks, enchanted fireworks pop off. You see the first one in like a bronze-colored explosion lights up the 4 faces of the wolf spell girls, like hover in the air for a second. Next, in silver, boom, the Inkwell University, complete with Simon's Suma cosplay, front and center, and then finally in gold, your guys' faces light up the sky above you. and the festivities conclude. You guys are now free to do whatever you would like with the rest of your time before, as Yeska put it, the second stage concludes.
So Yeska knows now, guys.
Yeah, I have a
Oh
feeling
yeah,
we shouldn't risk
she
splitting up at this point, just in
Yeah, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
So,
do we hide?
what
Do we
has
just hide for a little bit?
changed? So she
Well-
knows. Do you think she's going to do something drastic?
I think as long as we stay out of her reach until the games, I don't think she'll do anything during the games. I think it would be too big.
Well, doesn't she have some or all control of what we face?
He
Oh, no.
does.
Well-
some at least.
But everyone would
to a
see
degree,
it.
Yeah, no. Well, obviously, we already see. It seems like we had the harder one already, so there's some leeway. But I don't think she can be too insane about what
Right.
we face.
Well, the audience, I mean, you saw the arcane displays, the audience is watching. If there's too much bias, I feel like, maybe there would
Yeah.
be some
Yeah.
I think
perceived
also-
unfairness there.
We also don't know what the trials are going to be. We don't know if they're all going to be we just fight creatures. Like maybe the next one's just a bunch of
Right, they could be
unfortunate
completely
traps
different.
or like challenges, and the last one could be
Mm.
like just a one-on-one against the last team. We don't really know.
Mhm.
Are you worried that there's a slight chance that she's going to move your daughter?
I mean, yes, but also at this point, where are they going to go? Because it's such an elaborate hiding place. I
But
feel
she's
like
willing to leave everything she's been working on here.
I don't know. I'm for now betting on no. I mean, this is her base of operations.
We should
So
warn everyone on the ship at least. I imagine at the very
Yes.
least she'll be calling in some friends to give us some issues.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think as you guys are talking this over, you were walking off the green, off the squiggle ball green, and kind of like into the main kind of like walkways leading to the castle grounds, school grounds, like a little like wooded area, the winding cobblestone path that leads back to like the grand hall where the banquet hall is and everything. You guys are approached by a figure who steps forth. You are among the last people to arrive, to kind of like leave the green as you guys are discussing your plan. The students kind of filed out, and some of the officials had to come in and like just do some last minute like paperwork. You see someone you recognize, and they speak to you thus. Well, well, well. Am I not truly pleased to watch the four of you win, and do so with ease? Robin Goodfellow steps out from the middle distance, stepping forward to you, striding with a great smile. I have been sent here by our mutual acquaintance. Would you like to know what message she bears for me to send, perchance?
That one was iffy, but yes, we would.
As per the rules of our competition, you leave from this trial with one distinct addition. A small bit of knowledge you have earned with your work. Now, when I say this, try not to go berserk,
Eh?
but you have been promised an advantage, a boon, if you will. Something that will aid you in the challenges coming still. What Yeska said at the end of this trial was more than just words, if you don't mind staying a while to hear what I must say, for it is quite dire. And I hope that these words will light under you a fire Though the first trial is but barely said and done, in fact, the second has already begun. Anybody can give me an intelligence check.
Intelligence. I don't have that.
Not going by a game. It's okay. Assume I
We
got
got
On an
one smart
18,
person.
Suma,
Mm-hmm.
what you catch is this. Yeska didn't say the second trial would begin at the same time tomorrow. She said the second trial would conclude at the same time tomorrow. She said it in kind of a matter of fact way, such that you might not necessarily catch it if you weren't paying attention, especially if you've just, come back from like beating a big monster, having been exhausted. She said that as a clue, probably mandated by the nature of the trial. The trial ends at the same time tomorrow, does not begin the same time tomorrow. Whatever the time that is passing right now, what is happening currently is still part of the trial.
Hmm.
What's
Fascinating.
it do?
Well, good fellow. Um, with a space in between it, of course. What is there any other information you can give us, or is this all that you're permitted to say?
There is but one thing I meant to say in her stead. The path to the key does lie in the head. Unfortunately, that is all that I am bidden to say. So to you, a good evening, and tomorrow, a good day. And he
Oh,
turns on his heel, tips his little hat, and like as he takes it off, he does a little twirl with it, tosses it into the air, and he vanishes.
God, there's so many cool
Wait.
people here. I love this place. Uh, you think he'd join our crew? You think?
You can ask,
I think he
sure.
would join and then disappear.
But for a very short amount of time, he'd be there rhyming, right?
Well, I guess we could at least say that he was part of the crew. That's pretty cool.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? We'll say that he can join for a short amount of time, but it has to be at the very end. So when we're fighting the Red Wraith, he'll say a sick one-liner. It rhymes. He dies. It's over,
Hmm.
and it's for a tale for the bards. Okay, so aside from awesome that, the path to the key is in the head.
Yeah.
It could mean the head of many things.
Headmaster.
It could be that.
Right.
It could be like maybe headmaster's like quarters or like a you know office maybe. Could also be our heads. Who knows?
We should check in with the other teams to see if they got anything of what they're doing.
Well, it's interesting. So it's weird because like what could this be that we would be able to have figured out without the advantage? Like the other teams
Mhm.
supposedly have the same thing. I'd imagine that their key lies in the head. What is it? Like, how would they figure that out without him telling them?
Maybe we can talk to them and figure it out.
Yeah.
I did want to talk to Simon, if I can get, especially if I can get him away from the others. I was curious.
You look tired.
Did you notice that the other team, I don't know, there was just something off about them when they came out of their trial. They weren't like the others. I didn't really understand what happened. But I was wondering if he had any insights about what went on in there. And also how difficult theirs was relative to ours and the others.
Mhm. All great, all great questions. You should really get on that. I'll go for the other one. I'll talk to Wolf Spell Academy. I'll take that bullet.
That's going to be difficult for you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'll stick through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should probably figure out anything they got.
Well,
Anything else should we be focusing on?
I don't know. I mean, we could look around because it says in the head. It could be a lot of things. It could be maybe there's a. I don't know if I said this already. A statue, maybe. Like there's a lot of things that it could mean.
Are the heads of the houses also called like head boy, head girl, or whatever? Is that
Huh. I
something
mean,
else?
that could be good.
Mm.
It also
That would
depends.
make some sense.
But would every team be able to get access to that? And didn't some of the heads plan on also participating? I guess maybe they changed the challenge based on who got in. Possible.
Head girl, head boy. Okay, yeah, no, it's the heads of that.
Okay.
So either the heads of the people, or maybe like headmaster something, or maybe
Right.
we're gonna have to cut someone's head open.
I mean,
Very unlikely, but technically possible.
it
The
could
T-Rex
be.
head, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. It could be kind of focusing on semantics, but I'm pretty sure he specifically said head singular, not plural. So if it was the heads of the different groups, then
True.
it would have to be just one of them. I mean, maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe he was doing it for a rhyme. I didn't catch it, but if that were the case, that would be it would be
And
good.
once we, talk to them and all that, maybe we should take a short little break so I can get some spells. We have all day till like until tomorrow, and I'd like to have some spells just in case.
Yeah, it might. I mean, it might actually even be good to rest before chatting with everyone, just so that we're
Yeah,
nice and fresh.
I'd like to apply some band-aids over an hour. So
Me too.
Yeah, do you guys want to take a short rest?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I'll send Fields after the wolf spell people just to keep an eye on them.
Sure. Where would you guys like to rest? Would you guys like to return all to your separate dorms, or would you guys like to rest together,
Let's
just
rest
like
together.
in like
Together,
a shaded
yeah.
Or is there
alcove
like
or something
a
like that?
medical? Is there like a medical tent where people are getting treated?
Yeah, sure, yeah. You can go to that if you guys would like.
Yeah, that might be good actually. If they want to see what they can do.
Yeah, you guys go over to the medical tent. So, they have constructed a sort of like Olympic Village type temporary, like a big like Mordenkainen's mansion, like expanded tiny hut type situation where it's a temporary existence, like a temporary spatial dimension that houses all the people who traveled here, because tons of people are here. There are like reporters and journalists from Laki, from the Gallen Republic, from Palea, from pretty much everywhere across Ela. And there's, of course, the tons and tons of students who decided to like come over from the different schools. There's some representatives from like local governments as well, like that kind of thing, where have been constructed like basically a small city has been constructed in the outer grounds of Ravenhall, up in the air here. The medical tent is kind of like right about at the entrance of that. So kind of like the people who participated could be rushed there ASAP after the trial. You guys walk in. You are greeted by some a few like tiefling like nurses and clerics who walk over and like, oh, you guys are the pencil pushers, correct? Are you at all harmed from your previous exertions?
A bit.
Well,
You
you
bum-
sure didn't make it look difficult while you were in there. If you don't mind just sitting here, it'll only take about an hour. We'll heal you up to the best of our ability, and you'll be raring and ready to go. You guys, take your seats. You are given hot food and tea and beverages, whatever you guys would like, are just summoned up via magic on command. You see stretched out on 4 beds and like basically gurneys and stuff, like hooked up to some arcane healing machines, tending to their burns. The team from ESU, these all of them are like invariably like buff, burly dudes with like blue tattoos like on their bodies. They're like the kind of people who live so much in cold weather that if they're anywhere other than their like home, they're basically have to go like shirtless and like barely wearing like furs, like real barbarian loincloth type situation, because if you're not in the tundra, it's too warm already for them. But they're laid out. You see the burn marks across their skin. They're laying there recuperating, and you see like the bulk of the medical staff's attention is being paid onto the ESU folks. And there is here. And there is one member of Wolfspell Academy, or Wolfspell University. I don't even remember what I gave it.
Academy.
Academy, Wolfspell Academy, sitting there. It is Ebony. Ebony is
Oh.
there. She is dressed in kind of like, you see, she has like her like lacy black witch dress type thing has like a permanent mending spell on it, because every time she hulks out she has to instantly repair it like right after, so it's like built to do that. It expands, actually I want to say it expands when she turns a werewolf form, so she just becomes a large werewolf in like a nice dress, and then when she shrinks down, the dress shrinks with her. She's there kind of like, licking her wounds, probably literally, like wolf style. She's sitting there and she goes, "Oh, it's you guys. You were the ones who won out in the competition, weren't you?"
Yes, we did. It was quite the challenge, but we really put it all together at the end. You did quite well yourself from what we saw later on. Didn't even know you were that injured.
"Oh, really?
Huh.
You're just casually mentioning that you were watching because you placed first." Classic preppy kids. Always so not even intentionally, but like always so condescending. Not like me though. I'm different.
Oh,
I'm real.
how
Unlike
so?
you, you're fake. What kind of a name is Bushel Dowdy? It doesn't even sound like a real name. I bet you made it
Oh,
up to sound cool.
well,
Unlike me, I have
Ebony,
a
though.
real name.
Yeah. Is Ravenway
A
your
cr-
last name, or is it Way and you have two middle names? Or no, three? How many
I have
middle
3
names?
middle names.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. You want to
That's,
know why?
of course.
Because when I first contracted lycanthropy, when I
Uh-huh.
became a werewolf,
Mm-hmm.
the very first full moon in which I turned, you see her gaze casts down for a second. She says, "On accident, I murdered my 3 best friends.
On
Their
accident?
names, Darkness, Dementia, and Raven.
Why? Why the
Wow,
name
that's...
dementia? I feel like that's.
So I took their first names as part of mine so that I would never forget and never lose control of my condition ever again.
Well,
But
thank
you
God we
wouldn't
won't
get
forget
that.
about dementia.
You wouldn't understand what it's like to live with a curse." She does that
Yeah,
like
I'm
higher
suddenly
up.
feeling so healthy.
literally,
And don't need to be
literally
here.
none of us have ever dealt with curses before. You are
None of
so
you could
amazing.
understand what it's like to have somebody unintentionally die because of you. That would have never happened to any of you, because you're just preppy Ravenhall kids who don't know what it's like to really suffer.
Headlock's giving like 1,000-yard stare.
Just like trauma in the background. Yeah, that sounds rough and definitely something that would be difficult to get past. But thank goodness you are so well adapted.
I know. I am.
One of a kind.
Although, apparently not well enough to place first in that competition. She gazes off to the distance. She says, I tried so hard. I got so far.
But in the end,
But in the end,
yeah.
it didn't even matter. And you see Dwayne, the Iceberg Johnson, goes, "Okay, I understand you're having like the brief session over here, but me and my friends are dying of burn wound. So if you could keep it down for 1 second while we recover."
Hey, Ebony's talking about her tragic backstory, alright? Just die of burns in the background. I am so interested in
Oh my
this.
god.
He looks at
You
you.
don't
Bushel.
understand her pain, Mr. I'm covered in burn wounds and almost dead.
She goes, "Maybe I was wrong about you. Maybe you're as dark as me." I didn't say this to straight face. "Maybe you understand." And she turns away.
I'm uncomfortable here. This is definitely one we should not invite to the boat.
I don't know. There's something about
You
her.
better
She's
stop
not
any
like
laughing
the other
before
girls.
he
Yeah.
or yeah.
So good.
What are your names? I suddenly got dementia Raymond.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate name.
She goes. She
Wow.
looks
Is he
at
doing
you guys.
that?
That's so hard for you.
It is. Nobody gets it.
Do you
Nobody at
have
all.
do you have
Except
poems
maybe
to
you, Bushel Dowdy.
do you have poems to express it?
Yes. But every time I write a poem, I burn it and spread the ashes into the wind
That
so
means so
that
much.
my words and my thoughts become one with this world. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I really don't.
Nobody gets it.
No
Nobody
one-
gets it.
This is great.
You see, she says, "So, are you guys excited for the next trial? I have no idea what it'll be, but just so you know, if it ends up being a battle royale of some kind," she looks at you, Bushel, and says, "I'll make it quick for you."
You're so nice. Does everyone else in your team appreciate how amazing you are?
Yes. Even though they are like the other girls, they're
Oh,
also like kind of cool at the same time.
amazing. Inclusive,
When
perhaps?
I'm in wolf form, they braid my fur and like put little ribbons in it.
Oh, that's nice.
Black ribbons too, which are my favorite.
I
So
think
they're
I
actually
noticed.
pretty cool. Yeah, definitely. On the screens you watched, like her wolf form, the tail
Mhm.
had like little like ribbons braided into it.
Did
Plus, they're really good with like, potions and stuff. You see, she says, "I probably shouldn't tell you this, but they have a potion that allows me to transform into my wolf form on command instead of waiting for the full moon."
usually you have to wait for the full moon for that?
Yeah, I'm not like other werewolves.
You're not like other one. That's fair. Good thing you have friends that got your back. That's cool of them. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just. Do you happen to know where they went? They're not all here, from what it looks like.
Well, we're all from different houses in Wolfspell, although we call them cottages.
Of course.
Uh, yeah, we call them cottages. I didn't make up these. There's Frog Cottage, Fox Cottage, Raven Cottage, which obviously I'm in,
Of course.
and Owl Cottage. Although we call them cots for short. So, you would say, "Oh, I'm from Fox Cot," or "I'm from Frog Cot," or
Amazing.
Owl Cot. Yeah, hoot hoot, that type of thing.
I love that information. Don't get me wrong, but I meant currently, as in you're you're injured, and it's just you.
Yeah, well, basically, our team, I'm sure you've seen it, our strategy is mostly they stay in the back because they're very powerful witches, but they can't take a hit like I can.
Makes sense. But
I'm not like other fighters. Basically, my wolf form grants me incredibly increased health and stamina, and I can take the hits they can't.
understandable. But you said they're staying in the back for things like that. But we're not currently fighting, right? Insight check.
Yeah.
Does she have an
Go ahead.
idea?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
5.
You think she might be up to something?
Ooh, she seems
She
smart.
certainly looks furtive, is what I would say. She looks a little bit skittish, like she's hiding something.
Mhm.
You assume probably that it is something nefarious. The rest of you, though, do not get that impression.
So,
Actually, the rest of you give me an insight check as well.
oh yeah,
Same.
Oh. She's up to something.
She's got to be evil.
The rest of you think that she's up to something nefarious. Ruby, you suspect that she might have like a baby crush on Bushel Dowdy.
So nothing's happening. That's cool. Since nothing's happening, that's. So what? Do you have any plans later?
You see, she goes, well, I was gonna, howl at the moon and stuff, but
Oh,
what did you
cool.
have in mind?
Oh, just going around checking things out. But we should meet up later tonight. See
I
what's
thought you
going
would
on.
never ask.
Of course. I'm trying to think of okay, so she's in on me knowing it? Of course. But I don't I think I think it sounds cool to growl but howl at the moon. But, I don't want to cause too much of a scene. Is it okay if it's just me and you howling at the moon?
I would prefer it that way, actually.
Perfect.
You know,
Perfect.
it's a very intimate and private experience. When I turn into my wolf form, I feel as if I am channeling the spirit of Laki herself.
Oh?
When I go out onto that battlefield and I take the hits for my friends, I think of it as my tribute to her sacrifice, the great wolf who saved us all.
Yeah, she's pretty great. Lucky Lass? Are you
Yeah, Wolf Spell Academy is in Laki.
There are representatives. Oh, God.
Oh my goodness, she's perfect.
They're in Laki. Laki is like not the most magical place in the world, but Laki's arcane tradition is much more like folklore based than more traditional schools like Castlemon or more mystical places. They're much more like there's a heavy emphasis on like potion brewing in Laki, at least in the witches kind of like academy. You see, she says, "I think you and I could collaborate very well together."
I agree.
Especially, she looks both ways. Against those people from Inkwell, I don't trust them. Especially the short one,
Oh, and why is that?
the one who looks like he's wearing a wig.
I mean, it looked pretty natural to me. Looks like if it was a wig, it was well put on.
No,
Makeup and everything well done.
even in my human girl form, I retain my wolf's senses, and I could smell the deceit on him.
You can smell
Matsuo gets
deceit?
I can, usually. Right now, there's a preponderance of like aloe vera in the room treating these burns. So that's kind of shorting out the senses, the old snout a little bit. But that kind of person who would just lie about who they are, lie about their identity, trust me. Maybe I know I smelled it wafting over from their direction. Inkwell University, an imposter is in that team. Probably a ringer. Somebody they hired to make the tests easy so they could win.
Yeah, that's what I got. That you know what? It might be Lickety Split. That doesn't sound like a real name. If I'm gonna be 100% honest, Lickety Split. Come on.
I mean, I think that's actually a traditional.
Oh.
I think that's a traditional name from the Twin Isles, actually. But I might be wrong about that. For my money, it's Matsu Wellink. There's something about the way he moves that just seems, I don't know, like he's not being himself. Like he's trying to be someone else. And I don't know. Our scouting reports said that their team wouldn't be that strong this year, but they finished only a little bit after you guys. And you guys kind of came out of nowhere. We actually had no data on you guys at all.
Yeah, we're quiet like that, like the night. No one sees us coming.
Oh.
Like
Now
shadows.
that's the Ebony way. You see, she flips her hair back and she says, "Well, I'm gonna go back to my girls. They're probably, congregating with the heads of their cottages and, getting congratulations from everybody they left behind. I'm gonna go meet up with them to discuss our strategy for the next stage, whatever it might be." She walks over to you, Gallet, and she just looks at you, like not too close or anything, and she looks at you and says, "I'll see you later."
See you too.
And she walks away.
Huh?
Normally,
I turn to Suba. She's on to me.
Okay,
She can smell lies.
She doesn't
What
howl.
were you
She says,
thinking?
"Awu."
Asking to see her alone? She's
Well,
up to something, and we
yeah,
should
no,
be with you for whatever is going to happen.
No, I don't want them to set up a trap, and I wanted to check in later on because it seems like right now she might not know what's going on. So I thought that's the best thing. Try and set up a trap maybe for her. I don't know, but I'm worried. She's smart. She seems like she knows what's going on, and I don't know.
I say this as your friend who wants your nothing but your safety. I'm never really that confident, but I'm very confident. I have a good read on her, and she's for sure evil. You are going to die if you go there. If you go there, look, we should at least have.
That's the Ebony way, isn't it?
Either all three of us or at least one of us nearby, just in case.
Oh yes, we should definitely be waiting in the shadows.
I'm pretty good at getting an idea on people too. I'm pretty sociable.
Yeah.
She is 100%. Everyone's in on it. I need you guys to have my back when we howl.
Well, wait a sec. Ruby raised her hand.
Huh?
Ruby,
yeah,
what do you have to say?
Yeah?
Just before we get down, this rabbit hole of she's evil person, are we dismissing the fact that she could just be into Gallet?
We understand you're trying to protect him and his feelings. That's just not.
I appreciate it, but it's all three of us are pretty sure here.
I'm pretty sure
she can smell lies.
There's no way that three of us all got it wrong.
Yeah, and she knows Matsu's. I'm just saying. I think she was trying to let us know that she knows, and I'm worried about where this is going. So we need to keep an eye on her. Gain her trust, perhaps. See what she knows.
Oh.
I
don't know.
You're with us.
I was so wrong, guys. I just had the wrong instincts, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
All stick together, and I don't know. I think Ruby might be onto something.
I don't know.
Now, I've been around the block a few times, and I looking at it from that angle,
What if
meeting
both?
alone
What if she's
at night.
Conflicted? Maybe she's like, oh, I like him, but I have to kill him, kind of thing.
Oh, is that? You know what? I haven't had any kind of rival romance before. That would be a cool thing to have, under the belt, I guess.
What if it's like the
Really
curse? What if it's like
not
that
Aramis or
play
anything.
Ella Enchanted? What if she's forced to kill you and she doesn't want to?
Oh my god! Well, she's already cursed now.
Yeah.
You know, we do attract a lot of cursed individuals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if anything, Ebony Way is a cursed individual.
Yeah.
I'm so
But-
glad the dice came up in their
Yeah.
favor. Honestly, this is the best, the best thing that's ever happened.
But I also did catch that the rest of her little group was going to check out their cots, which might have best boy and girl cot people. So that might be a point for that.
I feel like before we get too distracted with all this is tonight. We still have the day. And
Yeah.
This does not get us any closer to this whole head thing. So,
It's
Uh,
true.
unless maybe you can get it out of her if she does have an idea, but
Well, yeah, no,
I'm
it
pretty confident
ends
she does,
tomorrow, so if we have nothing at the end of the night
right.
when we howl at the moon, we'll figure it
resort.
out.
Well, we also would have in the morning.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I just
last
want to
minute,
play
but-
it safe.
Yeah, I agree. We should definitely look. Yeah, we need a lot. We got no information
we
for
need a
that.
lot. Yeah, but
Some. It's
I
not
guess
helpful
we should
information.
check out what Matsu's doing, unless anyone wants to talk to Dwayne the Iceberg Johnson, who's been
That-
very kindly quiet this entire
we
time.
might need to talk to him. Did we get healed by being here? Like, do we?
Yeah, you have now
Great.
been healed. I
Okay.
think that the
Perfect.
conversation
Yay.
and all that, the bulk of the healing has been done. For however, yeah,
Okay.
you guys
so
are
that-
good to go. You have short rested. Yeah,
Do we have to like use hit die, or do we just get our health?
you just get your health back. You have
Okay.
been healed
Yay.
directly.
Yummy.
Full. Somebody else's spell slots are being used this time around.
Awesome.
Okay. You guys want to talk to Dwayne?
I don't know what I'd ask him about. I'm just asking you guys if you want to talk.
Oh,
Maybe if we want
He
some
goes-
add-on
Somebody is
info.
oh, thank God you guys got that girl to leave. She speaks very funny.
Not
You need
much
for
funnier
sure.
than anyone else.
I think he means more like the things that she says.
Oh, she's a little
Yeah.
bizarre.
A little out there.
How you feeling over there?
You know, I have been better in my life. Had to watch all of my dear comrades get burned by Big Dragon. Not best day in Dwayne the Iceberg Johnson's life, that is for sure. But you know, just as surely as ice thaws, does water turn back into ice with the passing of the winter season.
That's
No
very
person is ever destroyed in the wake of failure. They are only converted into a different state of matter.
What state of matter are you now that you are out of the competition?
Well, I am a sad iceberg, that is for certain.
So solid and liquid. A little bit of liquid, lots of solid.
Yes, mostly liquid.
Mm.
I am a great failure.
Oh,
I am the greatest failure.
well, let's
And
not go that far.
I struggle to accept this fact. I understand that I came away from it with the least amount of injury compared to my compatriots, but when I return home to village, elders will be very disappointed in me.
Did they expect you to win this competition?
Give me an insight check.
There's so many insights, but I'm not insightful.
The next one though.
Gallant, you don't see anything amiss. You see he just goes, yes. You know, of course, they were just rooting for me
Oh,
in competition. They had made a big sign. They couldn't come here personally, so they got some of my classmates to hold sign. I couldn't see sign, but you know, just knowing it was out there, you know, very helpful. And I just, I do not know what life holds for the old iceberg after this.
well, I
Oh,
mean, you do still seem pretty powerful. I mean, it was a red dragon. Sure, me and my team fought a red dragon a long time ago and we did fine. But, I mean, type advantage and whatnot.
Yes,
Maybe
it
if
was
you had
pretty fucked
been-
up.
Yeah, I mean, you made a cool little ice shield. That's neat. I
Well-
also sometimes do ice. So
Oh, really?
we're ice
Yeah.
brothers in a way. In a way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you have, any lineage tracing back to Idelheim?
No, I'm of the Dowdy family, so of course not.
Of course. The well-regarded Dowdy family, which I
Yeah,
would
of
have had
course.
contact on. Yes, of course. Well, it is a cold and inhospitable place, but sometimes it is the love that is hardest to attain that one feels strongest in the heart. And to be accepted and embraced by such an inhospitable homeland, it is a beautiful dream. One that ends now for Dwayne the Iceberg Johnson.
Well, I mean, like, if we like win this whole thing, maybe we can give like a letter to be like, hey, he was really cool though, or like he was really good. Like, maybe we can like give you like we can write something to them like, hey, we're the winners. He's still cool. No pun intended.
The Frozen Prince would laugh at such a thing. It was not a matter of whether we tried our best. It was a matter of national pride.
No, that's
What pride does our nation have when it sent four of its strongest young talents and were crushed in but the first stage of the competition?
you still made it here.
I'll tell you this. It is likely that I and each of the three other men you see here will be put to death upon our return to Idelheim.
Oh shit.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
Then
hold
why
on.
return
What
at
if he just-
all?
Hey, yeah.
What would my poor babushka say if instead of returning home to face just punishment for my crimes against the nation, I do not return and bring shame to village?
Wait, hold up then. I would like clarification. When they sent you here and they expected you to win, what were what would they have wanted from the win? What would they have gained? Is it just prestige, respect, or was there more they were looking for?
Give me go ahead and give me a charisma check, Gallet.
Hey, I'm good with those.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. On a net 20, you see he looks at you and he says, he sits up to like the dismay of the nurses who are like fretting over him. You see, no, I'm fine. Let me sit up for conversation. He looks at you guys and he says, Idelheim, it has been rumored that, well, Ila as a whole is one conglomeration of nations, of islands. Idelheim, at least the wishes of the Frozen Prince are to secede from this union. To do so would at least, in order to kind of aid in this sort of image of us being independent and unneeding of the other nations for assistance economically and such things, that we do not need the union, that we do not need the same what the other nations can bring, that we are strong on our own. Well, many initiatives have been taken into account, but to win the Quadramage competition would have been part of a display of force. To show the world that Edelheim is quite capable, despite ESU being the least funded and youngest of all the arcane schools in the entire in the islands. It was meant to show that we were good, but I think that, I've heard that the people who study over at ESU, they barely have any resources to accomplish anything. They're not given the same education as the individuals at Inkwell or Ravenhall. Not even as much as Wolfspell Academy.
Huh.
Ruby, I think with your passive insight, you catch that he just said, "I heard the people who study there," instead of
Yeah, I
when
heard
I
that.
was there. Yeah, I think those of you who hear that, but he kind of just lets it
I
slip
didn't.
in this moment.
Okay, well,
Go there.
I look at him and I'm trying to get a good idea of his character. And I think, screw it, he might be cool. Well, here's the thing. You've confirmed pretty much that if you go back, you'll die. Because you failed to show force for your country, correct?
Yes, of course, as is just.
But you still haven't gone back yet, and you still have some time. The goal isn't to win the competition, perhaps, but to show that you've got some force and maybe some foresight. There might be some stuff that goes down, and if you assist whoever wins that, it might show well for your country. You're not out of this yet.
What exactly do you propose?
An alliance, I'll say. You may have noticed that some things are a bit off about this tournament. Some people might
Yes.
seem a bit old, a bit too experienced, or
He looks, this
Yeah.
grown ass man looks over at the 3 beds filled with also grown ass men. I think, Gallet, maybe you put it together in this
I hadn't
moment
noticed.
that, like,
Uh.
all 4 of these guys were, like, ringers, basically. And not exactly, like, trained. Like, these are just, like, people who were strong in their villages. They probably had
Okay.
to, like, fight in a little competition or something to get in. These are not students from the actual magical academies. These are just, like, strong people from around that could maybe pass for a student if you
Okay.
squinted and had never met anyone from Edelheim before, probably. Like, that kind of thing. Also note that he is a Goliath man. He's very big.
Oh. Okay, so I'm just standing up while he's still laying down. So
Yeah.
Well, okay, you know what? I'm putting that together now. I thought you just ate a lot of greens. Anyways, still, things about the tournament as well, such as you guys got dealt a really bad hand at the end there. Some of us had harder fights, some of us had easier fights. It's not exactly even for everyone here. And we believe there's a good reason for that, and things are about to turn up.
Yes, I think you've put it together already, but as far as I understand, pretty much every school except I think Wolfspell brought in ringers.
Yeah. But
And even then, that girl that was in here before, our scouting reports stated that the ferocity at which she fought within the tower was nowhere near her projected strength. When first scouted, she has undergone a massive jump in strength compared to before. She is hiding something from you, so if you do end up going on that date, I would be careful.
I wouldn't call it that. But of
What?
course, yeah,
Anybody else
Listen
would,
to
but
the
okay.
yeah. Well, we're talking about cloak and dagger stuff, so work with me here, Johnson. But
Honestly,
yeah.
if I didn't know any better, Ravenhall is the only school that purportedly chooses its representatives by random chance. The Chalice of Water is not used in any other school other than Ravenhall. Inkwell does a little, a little vote. I believe each of the houses gets a vote, and I think for some reason Pinkles just, picks the people they think would have the most fun or whatever. That's what we've heard. The other teams were assembled. Yours was the only one that was supposedly random. But for four incredibly capable individuals to have been picked together, I would not have been surprised if the four of you were ringers as well.
Crazy. You're talking crazy. But
Oh, that's sweet.
yeah, I mean, how kind, but yeah, absolutely crazy.
The thing is, I look at the four of you and I think to myself, you seem a lot more worldly and experienced than a young student ought to be. I mean, you look at me, I just look bigger than normal student would. I look like, what is this adult man doing? I was, when we were lining up at the podium, my friend Steve Wilson literally said the words, "How do you do, fellow kids?" So, like we were not doing good job of disguising thing. However, Inkwell University, I think there's something going on with one of them. One of them acting a lot more suspicious than the rest.
Is it Matsu?
I think Matsuelink is not who he claims to be.
God, he's so bad.
I don't think it was
I've
his
received some reports of what went down in that tower from my contacts that were watching in the stands. They said to me that some extremely high level magic was taking place inside inside that tower. The four of them were acting as a, and something about Matsuelink stood out to them for some reason. They say he looks a little bit like, well, there's this fugitive. I don't know if you've heard of him. Apparently, wanted by Lucky government. Have you ever heard of Sumalai of Sunrise Island?
Who?
That doesn't really ring a bell.
He
No.
looks
Oh,
like
right, we have bounties on our. Forgot about that.
He
It
looks
sounds
a
like
lot
whoever
like
that is, their bounty isn't high enough for me
I
to
didn't say
really
that out loud,
know.
by the way. That was me.
We don't have bounties. Our past lives do.
he looks a
true.
lot like somebody shrank that Suma person down.
Do you think that is Suma?
It might be. I mean, it
Ooh.
would be
I mean, it's
really
just a
weird to
bust
go.
on the portrait. It doesn't say how tall
Well,
he may or may not be.
yeah. It's
That's
also
true.
like it's possible that the Suma that is the criminal was trying to frame Matsu.
If that is also true, My thing is this: I think that the four. Is it? Tell me, is it a coincidence that there is a wanted group of pirate outlaws? Okay, four of them in total that were last seen apparently sailing towards Castelmond, and then a group of four extremely powerful individuals suddenly show up at Inkwell University, and one of them looks like a just smaller spitting image version of one of those four rogue pirates. I think that all four of them, Gallet and the first mate Ruby, Suma, and the milkman, I think the four of them are in disguise as the four Inkwell candidates. What do you think of that? Chew on that for a second.
Wow.
Chew on that ice.
It's an
Chew on
interesting
that ice.
theory.
No, that hurts my teeth.
Oh, he's the best.
Uh,
Wow, that's that.
Do you think
that
it's
speaks-
possible?
Yeah, that makes
Only
a lot
one
of
way to find
logical
out.
sense. And also, wow, you have a lot of contacts.
Yeah,
That's a lot of useful
lot.
information.
I feel like
Well, we were given briefer by a Frozen Prince himself.
Wow,
We
he's
were
keeping
supposed
an
to be
eye on them?
representing. Well, he's abreast of news around
Okay.
the island. It's kind of a big deal when Lucky announces several thousand platinum bounties on like four individuals in particular. That tends to make news everywhere. I was a bounty hunter from my village. Was just conscripted. Or, I made a couple news stories of my own, taking down some fearsome individuals. But Big Dragon apparently counters my ice stuff. So, but here's the thing. I think that those four are the ringers. Now, you four, probably just random people hired by Ravenhall. I'm not going to pry. No chance that you're involved in any of this extremely shady business. But those four, definitely, I think are the what did they call them? Fate fighters or whatever. I saw
Destiny
T-shirts
Destroyers,
once.
I heard.
Fighters, the
Silly
Yeah, there's a lot
name.
of names I hear.
It's very stupid. The Z is
well,
capitalized. Why?
I mean, alliteration is,
No, he's got a
not
point.
bad.
He's got a point. I
You
think
know,
it is.
I think it's up to debate, but yeah, it's
As a
fine.
non-biased, viewpoint, my opinion is that he's right. It's a horrible name, and they should rethink it.
It's a little cringe.
I'm gonna ask Ebony
a
if it's
good
cringe, and if she
A
says
good
no,
name.
it's not cringe.
That is the worst person to ask.
I'll give you example of good name. Pencil Pushers. Great name.
Yeah,
really rolls off the
agreed.
I
tongue.
think it's a good one.
Yeah,
It's
no one even
alliteration.
uses pencils.
Well,
Well, it's, the other usernames were taken. We had to add the X's later on.
we?
Nothing.
okay.
Well, what I was trying to before we got off on this amazing information that you've given us, Dwayne, is maybe we could work together, and if things went well, you'd be able to take some of the I don't know, some of the, what would you call it? Credit? You take some of the credit for stopping some bad things that are probably going to be happening. And, I mean, what are you actually risking? You're going to die if you leave. Might as well take the gamble.
I will do it on the one condition. At the end of my days, I will be going to die. But of course, I do not actually want to do that. I want to be around to protect my family from any dangers people might try and seek retribution on them because I failed country. I want to be able to defend them even in my absence. If any of you would be able to teach me some sort of spell that would allow me to appear dead for an extremely long period of time, like feign death, but like a better version of feign death, if such a thing exists.
It's a better version? That's asking a lot. You need to give us a lot of good help, but I think we could do it. I'm just saying,
Like,
asking
for
a
how
bit.
long do you want?
For however long the Porsche version of Feign Death
Yeah.
says it lasts.
Oh, I see. 24 hours, I believe, is
Yeah,
her
24 hours. Okay. I didn't
version.
want to say anything and be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 24 hours. I think I would need like a day to pull it off convincingly. Basically, a method of execution in Edelheim is to be frozen in ice block.
Wow.
I see.
Yes. You are frozen in ice block. You are put on display in the middle of square for 24 hours. Then you are lowered down into ground to become one with the earth, the frozen tundra earth. But I am strong enough that once I snap out the feign death spell, if it could last that long, I could bust out of the ice with the big fists, and then crawl my way to the surface and live a new life in the skies.
In the sky. You want to be a sky pirate?
Disguise.
Oh, okay.
Disguise. Sorry.
Disguise.
Love your
Disguise.
We know the perfect ship for you to join if you want to go in the skies.
Yeah. Well,
Sure.
I reach out my hand. That sounds like a good deal.
He reaches over. This burn wound's on his hand. He just grabs your hand anyway. Your hand hurts from his grip strength a little bit.
Thank God I resist cold.
Yeah. He goes, "You are a good man, Bushel Dowdy. I get what she sees in you.
Thanks.
Very charismatic guy. I like this guy. I like where you find this guy.
It was random.
Yeah, it was whoever.
Don't know.
Wow.
Right.
Technically
That's so
Ravenhall
crazy.
Academy. Yeah.
That's so crazy. Wow.
All right. Well, the two main things we need your help currently on, since you also seem to have lots of contacts, are right now we believe the second trial is happening currently.
Already.
And
I did catch that she said the trial will conclude.
Everyone seems to have caught that, including all of us. But We also got some information that the path to the key is in the head, correct? Yeah.
The head.
So we're currently trying to keep an eye on the other remaining teams that probably will get a little hint. So if you can, send out some feelers, see what's happening there. And one other really important thing, you'd want to have your best people on it. Keep an eye on Professor Yeska.
Professor Yeska.
We believe she may pull something during these tournaments or at the very end.
I see. Okay, I will do my best.
And be careful
And-
of her. Seriously, she is not to be messed with.
Okay.
That's why we're messing with her.
That's
Hey.
why I like you. I like you.
Let's go, Dowdy.
You see, he says, okay, I'll do my best. I'll let you know here. He focuses, he casts a little spell, and he says, do you have a glass of water, perchance? Can I get a glass of, someone hands him a glass of water. He, casts a spell over it, and a shard of ice freezes inside. He plucks it out, and it creates another one, and he hands it to you, Bushel Dowdy. And he says, this ice will not melt under normal circumstances unless you're exposed to really, really hot heat. But it will function as sending stone between us for the duration that it has not yet melted. This is pure, Edelheim ice magic. It'll take a long time to melt. Just don't go into anywhere super hot, or else it might melt there. Anyway, yes, I will let you know if I find anything, okay?
Alright, thank you. You heal up.
While they've been talking, I've been jotting down Portia's notes from the spell. And I just hand him a little scroll with a just tied up. Take this for when you get home.
You were giving me payment before service is rendered.
Trust you. To an extent.
For Ravenhall students, you are more honorable than you are purported to be. I'm glad to see that not all rumors are true. You see, and he says, I heard some things about a Doom house being in one of them. I don't know.
Super
Freaks
scary.
me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Freaks me out. Freaks me out a lot, actually. Anyway, you guys
They're all
go ahead
crazy.
and do whatever it is that you guys are going to do. I'll let you know. Good luck on your date. I'll let you know if I discover anything. I'm gonna wait for my friends to be alive. Yes,
I do have one thing.
I'm here. So yeah.
To say to you. So I was talking around with the other kids and stuff, and apparently it's out of date to call that one criminal the milkman. Apparently the new cool thing is to say the phantom. So you should let your contacts know that and definitely spread that around.
I haven't heard that.
No, it definitely is what's happening. It's a lot. Everyone's saying it. It's a new cool thing.
Are you sure?
I'm
The
positive.
Phantom.
Have they
I talked to the
updated?
kids.
Have they updated the papers
Well,
with
that's
it?
the thing is they
Because legally,
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
I
know
don't-
if that
but
counts.
legally they'll eventually change it.
He's like,
Oh,
"Hey,
really?
so funny."
When if everyone else is saying it, eventually the I don't know, the police will say it too. Whatever you want to call them, the guards.
The ghostly milkman? Oh no.
Okay.
saying phantom.
I'll tell you this.
Phantom milk.
Me personally, I think Milkman a better name. But
Mhm.
go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Oh no! Actually, I'm not.
Yes.
Horrible.
Not one,
Alright.
please. Please.
Ooh,
Dang,
my
not
God.
quite, not quite.
Oh my God! But
first good roll today.
The way you say the Phantom, make it sound kind of cool. Make it sound kind of mysterious.
Well, it's not meant to be like that. It's just, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll, pass it on to whoever might, I'm going to be blabbing about this, the 4 pirates are actually here taking
Mhm.
place in the competition, in disguise thing. I'm going to be spreading that around like wildfire. I just think it'd make for a good story if true.
That is something.
Yeah, definitely. You should probably save that for after the games, though, just in case.
Mm. No, I do it now, I think.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
No, that's
with
fair.
time, I'm actually getting more cool with the Phantom name because, like, you could say the Fate Phantom, you know, and that's alliteration.
Fate
Well,
Phantom.
And then if you
Kind
really
of.
wanted it good, you'd say Fate Fighters Phantom.
Phantom.
Fate Fighters Phantom.
I guess if you spell phantom wrong, yeah.
Wow, that sounds actually very cool. That
Yeah.
sounds cool as hell.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Fate Fighters does sound cool. I'm leaving.
Okay. So,
Okay.
yeah, you guys head out. I think now it's been an hour and a half. Would this now be a good time to take our break, our mid-sesh break?
I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wait, but you wanted to throw some Dwayne the Rock Johnson puns, but I just couldn't think of a way.
Mm.
Oh no.
Like, stay
Go
fast
for
and
it.
furious. Get
Ooh, yeah.
smarter. Say
um,
hi to your mummy. Your mummy when you're home.
Mm.
Mummy too as well. Okay.
what else is it? And
A lot.
Jumanji, I guess.
True.
See what the ice is melting? The rock is cooking is something, but I never understood it.
If
Well,
you smell what the rock is cooking, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but it's a rock still.
What the iceberg is cooking. I
Ice
guess.
cooking.
Okay. All right. I'll see you guys in 10.
You
Sound
did
good?
it, yeah, yeah,
all right, yeah.
Okay. See you guys in a bit. Okay. We are back in action. Hello, hello.
Hey.
So you guys exit the medical tent with all of your health rejuvenated. You feel good, you feel lively, you feel strong once more. You were still down the spell slots that you lost. However, you guys are rejuvenated from yesterday's the earlier morning's injuries. What would you guys like to do now?
Just double checking. I still have my spells. I still get my spell slots from the short
Yes,
rest,
you
right?
do. You do.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes.
Just had to
And
check.
Alok, you still don't have them.
Sick.
Okay, cool. Rub it in.
Well, I've been hearing
Um,
this Matsuel link is very sketchy.
He sounds very interesting. I would like to give him a call and perhaps have him meet us, if that's all right.
Okay. Yeah. You give Simon a little sending.
Yeah.
And yeah, what did you say to Simon?
Something along the lines of meet us at the medical tents. Come alone.
Okay. You send that over to Simon. It takes a little while. He goes, okay, I, for some reason, actually,
Oh yeah, groupies.
there's like
That one.
3 specific people who are like really into me right now for some reason, and it's like a little bit overwhelming. So I'm gonna do my best to like break away from them as much as I can, and then I'll be right there, okay? Simon gives you that, and eventually, after, maybe like a 30-40 minutes pass, he shows up in his... So, at the medical tents, because Dwayne the Iceberg Johnson, who suspects him, will still be there.
Well, if I can, I
It
don't
can be somewhere
figure.
else.
I don't want to figure out the 25 words, but like a tree near the medical tents, just so that we don't have to find.
Okay. Just making
a
sure you didn't
classroom
mean
or something.
literally go to
Like,
the medical
I
tent.
don't want him to come into the tent. I want to leave the tent, go, a little bit away.
Okay, great. Okay,
But like
that's
use
perfect.
that as a landmark for, what
Sure.
direction to go in.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, he meets you under the shade of an elm tree. Simon toddles up, and you see he carries himself a little bit differently. It seems like, his recent bout of success is having him look a little different. He looks, I don't know, a little more worldly. He rocks up to you guys and says, "Hey guys, long time no see."
Do I
I know it's
see
only
any
been a few hours, but
following him?
don't worry. I managed to shake them. They were really, really insistent. I'm glad
Yeah,
to be away from them and to be
fans are pretty
hanging out with you
crazy.
guys again. Yeah, I bet you guys have like dozens, right?
Dozens is actually probably
Only a
correct.
few. So you seem to be intriguing everyone, Simon, or should I say, Matsu, Mr. Wellink, if you will.
Or should I say actually Suma?
What
Yes, it seems you've
what
gotten
exactly do you mean by that?
You have gotten the attention of some folk, even some who seem to think that you are a criminal.
Me? A criminal?
Yes, a criminal with a bounty on your head. What was the
that's
name on the
crazy.
flyer?
I'm not...
Romeo or something like that?
Wait, isn't that
Romeo.
you? That's not me.
You look more like me than me right now, sir.
Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't think about it that way. I do look like you. I mean, like a much shorter, more rugged version. But...
Get body.
I can be rugged if I want. Okay, but besides the point, anyway, you're garnering a lot of attention, which is actually maybe to our advantage, takes eyes off of us, but How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know. It's such a unique feeling to feel like special, you know? Um, I'm not really used to that. That's kind of like your guys' department is the whole being cool and special thing. Like my thing is like, being in the background, you know, being Simon. Is it good that I'm like this? Should I like play into that? Should I like make it, like seem like that's true?
Well, I actually wanted to talk to you about that kind of because what happened in your tower when you all came out? There was a vibe, a weird vibe.
There was a vibe.
What was that?
Well, okay. I wanted to talk to you guys about this a bit sooner, but there wasn't really a good time. The people that I was in there with, they're different. I'm pretty sure they're all like, well, they're definitely not like normal students from Inkwell or anything like that. They're like, I don't know. I guess the best way I would put it is ringers.
Yeah, we heard that term too. All of the Adelheim boys are the same thing. Seems like maybe Wolfspell has authentic students, but also maybe not. But I have a feeling there are very few actual students competing in this thing.
That's what it kind of seems like to me too. It's all a little bit suspicious to me, but when we were in there, they were frighteningly powerful. Like all of them were like, it's like they were handpicked to be on those teams, which isn't really like Inkwell. Inkwell's thing is that like, we're mediocre and we kind of relish in being mediocre a little bit. It's not really our thing to be like strong and exceptional, like we're Inkwell, which sounds a
Right.
bit defeatist, but it's also just kind of true.
Like, do
And
we
how
know how
did they
big our
Oh, go ahead, Ruby.
Sorry. Wait, so how did you get mixed up with them?
Well,
Selected.
basically every single like house inside the Inkwell University, so that's Strickfin, Rasbilin, Pinkles, and the other one, Umblestorf. um, their head people, so basically their head boy, head girl, her head person, draws a name out of a hat. And that's basically it. They just draw a name out of the hat and then call it a day. Like,
Interesting. But, well, we heard it was
ex-
vote-based. Is that not true?
Pinkles is vote based. It's the only one that's vote based. Basically,
Ah.
like, this is what I heard. I heard that they essentially said, okay, whatever representative that we need from Strickfin, Rasbilin, and Umblestorf needs to be kind of hand selected. And they're like, well, the Pinkles representative will be from Pinkles, so who cares? Was kind of the vibe that they were putting out,
Interesting. Makes it easier to rig, certainly. Like, someone else might have.
Yeah, it's a little bit spooky if you ask me. I don't really know what's up with that, but
when
I
you
don't
were
trust it.
in the tower,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you saw what the last two teams faced when you all came out.
Yeah.
Compared to that, how hard was it what you faced? Like,
It was pretty difficult. I think that if the entire team minus me wasn't all ringers, I'm pretty sure we would have gotten decimated.
interesting.
Strong do you think they are compared to us?
They are compared to you guys?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. You guys are extremely strong, but so were they. I wouldn't say I saw them do anything you guys couldn't necessarily, but I also had a feeling like they weren't even using their full strength.
Ooh. What's the highest level spell you saw them use?
I don't know if I have like the ability to tell.
Did they have fireball?
They had fireball. They had
Crap.
lots of them.
Oh no. You know, we've never really had a fight like a whole team of like wizards, and that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you're the man on the inside. You happen to know
Yeah.
counterspell?
Yeah, I have counterspell now.
Thank goodness. Oh. Okay. Just
I'm
double
a lot
checking.
stronger than before. I've really been improving. We've been fighting a lot of like monsters and stuff, just like in general. Like out and about. And that's made me pretty strong compared to before.
Sick. That's.
Hmm.
Oh, I forgot. Did you get any hints on what we're doing currently?
No, I didn't get anything. Did you guys? You guys won after all. Like, I mean, I know we're like, I guess technically rivals right now, but you know, if you want to like
You're on the end. You're on our team. Just
give
don't.
me a
Yeah.
hint or something, I definitely wouldn't mind.
It's a good. I look at Suma, just looking for like a small nod. Like this is
Yeah,
all
no, no.
right,
This-
right?
It's
Well,
come.
would it be? I think I get the idea that he plans on actually using this information to get further. We don't really.
We
want
could
to
just ask him not to. He's on the crew.
Yeah, just make.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, here's the thing, Simon. I do want to tell you because, I mean, I think it would be good if you also got past this second trial. I mean, I will admit it's a selfish reason, but if your team wins the competition, it's almost like we have two bets in the ring, you know, because I
Okay.
would trust you to help us with the, you know,
Oh, you know I would. I would, you
after.
know, any day of the week, but
How about the weekend?
well, that's my holiday, so you're not my boss those
Oh,
days.
That's
darn.
true.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know if you I don't know if you should tell the others, but you may have to. Um, but anyway, the clue that we were given is that the path to the key is in the head. Does that
Head.
ring any bells for you?
You know, that's kind of interesting because, you know, when I got home, or you know, back to the Olympic Village type situation we got going on, I went straight to basically the building they had set up for the Pinkles people, and I was looking for our head girl, Martha, and I couldn't find her anywhere. I asked around, and nobody has seen any of their heads of houses either.
Oh.
Okay, that is certainly a start. Well,
I don't know if
that's
that's like the head that means anything, but maybe.
That's pretty. What
I
we're
mean, that was
looking
one of
for.
our theories. We just
Yeah,
hadn't
really.
looked for our head of houses yet. And also, I don't know if you caught on to this, but the trial is happening, like, now.
Right now?
Yes, a little trick of language from Yeska, but the trial, in fact, ends at 11 tomorrow.
Oh my god,
instead of
why would she
starts.
do that? She's so tricksy.
Yeah, she's She sucks. It's true. But so you
She's so
should get
bogus.
a
I
move
hate
on.
her.
Yes. I'm so glad to hear you feel that way. And also, she knows that we are who we are. I don't know how much she may or may not know about you, but she certainly knows about us.
Okay. That
We
sounds
basically
like
told her.
that sounds bad.
It's bad, but we just kind of going along with it, I think, until she plays her
Okay.
hand.
Okay. So we're just playing into it and just seeing what happens, I guess.
Unless anyone has a better idea.
I'm sorry, I was what? Playing to what?
Just waiting to see what Yeska does with the information that she has.
Oh yeah, no, we can't really do much currently. We just need to keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think
Well,
continuing to play the game and play it well is
okay.
their best bet.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna do my best to follow up on what you guys are talking about, and I'll do my best to get the folks to look for where our head people went. And I guess maybe you guys can check in on your guys' heads of houses as well.
Should actually be rather easy if ascending would work.
Yeah, probably.
Theoretically.
You do have spell slots for ascending, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I have some, yeah. I couldn't do all of ours, though. I could only
Oh
do
yeah,
3.
no, I finding one should probably give us enough to work with.
Hopefully, yeah.
If not, then I think I got something.
All right. Let's try that.
Okay. Who would you like to send to? I will note that I don't know if Suma you've met. I guess
I
you
assume I've only
you've had
met
to be
mine.
described. Yeah, but it's described, right? Someone describes the person to you, like Ruby,
Is
you've met
mine
Lily.
Danny?
Yeah,
Or
yours
is
is
it
Danny
someone
the
else?
Dagger.
Yeah, I assumed
It's
because
Danny
he's
the
the only
Dagger.
named one that I've met.
Yeah. The rest of them are just gonna hang out in the background lifting weights and rocking out.
Yeah.
But Danny the Dagger is named.
Okay, cool. All right. Yes, I will send a message to him. Before I start, anyone got thoughts on what I should say?
Hey yo, where you at?
Yeah, that
Hey
sounds
yo,
like
where
something he
you
would
at?
say.
You should say you know where his comb went, and you'll return it, or you'll give him information, and he
Ooh.
responds.
Or maybe apply some of that Romeo, that jazz,
I'd rather
I wish
not.
to howl at the moon with
He's
you.
about a
Howl
century younger than me, so I'm gonna say no. But
Howl
that's
at the moon with me is so good. that's the new euphemism, I think.
a woo
Oh,
indeed.
woo.
Oh,
Ooh,
woo.
woo. Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
I regretted it
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, it's okay. At least there's regret. It shows that there's this. a
XD
chance.
nuzzles you with my wolf.
Ah,
He doubled down. He
no.
doubled down.
um. Okay, I'll just send a sending. Um, I'll say. Oh, no, something. Hey, Dagger. Looking for you after the competition. Where did you run off to?
XD.
You hear back. Went to take a bath. Needed to cleanse myself after watching that horrible performance. And then, Suma, give me an Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
You got this. So smart. You're the smart one. The
That's
smartest.
what they all say. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
You hear, "Don't come," and then
Mhm.
The sending gets cut short. With that 26 Arcana check, what you figure is that first primary chunk of the message seems to be Danny the Dagger being coerced by someone or something to give you that hint of like when to go take a bath. And then that don't come was him saying it himself.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got that.
I thought he was gonna say don't
Sounds
come
like
in, like, 'cause he
we-
was like,
because he's
Yeah.
naked.
I'm not ready.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
sounds
confident
like
in
we
myself
did.
right now.
Sounds like we did so well in the competition that he had to take a shower to cool himself off.
Is that appropriate for him to respond with?
There's no censorship in a sending spell. It just goes.
Oh, you know what? They should probably include that for some.
There should be a mute button.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or like a beep.
Can you block people
Yeah,
presenting to
in
you?
case you're like, I don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
Actually. So sounds like it might be bath time. Although I
That
will
is the
note,
weirdest call to action you've ever
he-
said, and I'm here for it.
I
feel
regretted
like-
it, but I have to say, it's awkward, but there it is. However, he is under some kind of duress. It sounded like there was a tone in his voice there at the end that was, he's probably being held captive by some force
think
or
it is-
another.
There's a slight chance that he like slipped in the bathtub. Because, like, you know, I used to have little like ducks on mine that helped keep me balanced.
It's possible. Can't rule it out, certainly.
Do you guys think that? So Simon had said that his, like the head of his like group or whatever, was
Mhm.
also like not. He hadn't seen them, right? Like they were missing.
Right.
So it's
Mhm.
probably every head from every group, from each like representative university. Do you then think that we have to save all four of our, or save or find or whatever, all four of our heads?
Right.
And would we have to do it separately?
Let's not do it separately.
Well, what if it's like expected that it's like individual trials for this?
I don't think it's safe with Yeska knowing,
Right.
and we have till tomorrow.
Well, I prefer not to
think
split up, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
be
yeah,
prepared in case we get there and it's like, all right, 4 doors, one each.
Oh yeah,
like,
I get
shit.
it.
Okay.
We should be
True.
prepared. Sure, we
So
can
this
be
is just
prepared.
be prepared for it, yeah.
But let's play it safe here.
For
We
sure,
didn't
stick together
play-
for now. Unless we go to the showers, then Suma can go
Yeah.
go alone. But
Well,
other than that,
we might need backup for the showers.
that's definitely the scariest location we might have to go to.
All right.
Wait, so do we think the clues are leading us to one place? Like all of them are in like a bath, or
I don't know. What I'm wondering, I have 2 more sendings that I can do, and I don't know what you all might have, but we could try to contact one of your heads of houses just to see if they say something completely different. Or
Yeah.
if they say that they're also, in the baths.
Well, this is. Do you have a lot of spell slots? Because I don't think we're gonna get a rest before.
Oh,
the next
fuck, that's
trial.
true. I can. I don't have too much
Ruby,
left.
didn't your head of house fangirl for you?
yeah,
So she
Yeah,
was
she-
there, present at the time.
she was
Oh.
there up until the moment that the first phase ended. So I don't know.
Yeah, but it's
Where
been like
she
a
was.
few hours since then, with you
Yeah,
guys
something
talking and having
probably
a
would have
short
happened.
rest and all that.
Mhm.
Everybody
Yeah.
was there. The whole school was there. Nobody is missing this.
How about we just hold on to your spell slots and see what Danny's up to?
All right.
Yeah, let's
I
check
think
in.
that's fair.
And before we go, I just want to check with Fields. What's what the others doing? Are they on the track or?
Yeah, they're making friendship bracelets.
No, that's just kind. Okay, I just look away. Yeah, okay, no, they're not. They're not. So let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, where do you guys choose to go? So, I will remind you, sending is not the only way of getting information about where these people might have gone. Like, presumably, if somebody goes missing, the other people in the house might have an idea of where they went.
Mhm.
So are you guys just gonna go to like? Are you gonna wait outside Suma's dorm as Suma checks out if Danny the Dagger is in the shower there, or
Well,
is somebody?
yeah, so my question is where like are there house specific baths?
Yeah, there's like a communal, like a college dorm, like a communal bathroom that everyone shares.
Okay.
Like a couple, not like the one, but like a couple. You
Yeah.
know, like interspersed. Yeah.
What if I just what if I go in
You
real
could
quick,
disguise
ask
yourself.
around, and just take a peek in? And I don't know if you guys have a way of concealing yourselves, if you want to come in with me, or
I can go invisible.
I can as well if we want to use it, but I can only do it one time in a day.
I think it's probably smart for at least one of us to come with you.
You
So I'll go.
have, yeah, you have the earring and I have the other one, so it's fine
Yeah.
if you go and I don't. And then Ruby and I can
Alright.
just be out here. Actually,
I'll be your shadow.
would you guys
Okay.
rather Ruby or I have the earring? In case Galen switch.
Probably better for Ruby to have it
Yeah.
because if Suma goes down, I
Mhm.
I struggle with getting people back up.
Ruby has a lot more versatility, so I'll give the earring to you, Ruby.
Alright, you ready?
yeah, let's do it.
Alright.
So you're all going
So we
in,
are.
except
I
Ruby.
think it's
two of them.
Just
I
do
think
it.
it's
Okay.
me and Gallet, and
Yeah.
Gallet's invisible.
Gallet, you invis yourself, shroud yourself in invisibility. Suma, you open the door to the Hellraiser dorms. Gallet, as you step in, immediately an alarm goes off. Intruder detected. Intruder detected.
Whoa.
Crap!
Wild.
Crap! Catch! And I throw to Liz my ring and I go inside it.
Okay, cool.
You see a
Gotcha.
couple people like walk down like with their weapons out, like, oh, it's just you, Razor.
Something is off
Alarm
with
must be
those
busted
alarm
about something.
spells.
Yeah, you know, Danny's usually the one that fixes those things up. He's a mean hand with a wrench, you know what I mean? He's a
Oh,
real
really?
he's a real fixer upper kind of guy.
By the way, speaking of which, have you seen him? I wanted to talk to him after this morning, and
Oh,
I couldn't find
yeah.
him anywhere.
He was acting kind of weird actually. Pretty much
Really?
the moment he get back, he was just like chilling a bit. He was actually talking about you a lot.
Oh,
He
yeah, I mean,
was calling you an idiot, saying you were a
yeah.
damn fool for not letting him take part, that you risked your life, you know, unnecessarily. Apparently he was, you know, sweating bullets the whole time you were inside that tower.
Aw, sweating on my behalf. Well,
I mean, don't say anything. He was really frustrated with the acid portion
no,
of
I know he really
of,
wanted to go in too, so it's, I'm sure it wasn't easy watching
yeah,
someone
I
else
mean,
do it.
he means well. There's a place where Denny goes where when he's feeling a little, you know, down the dumps. There's actually a secret bathhouse hidden in the more secret passages of the school. I believe right now um, it's been opened to some of the, you know, people like visiting from the other other schools, just like as a show of like hospitality. So the way has been made relatively unhidden, but if you don't know about it, you don't know about it, you know, like more like for like the higher up people, like for headmaster is trying to get cozy with. It's like, oh, we have this really nice, luxurious, bath space.
Right. Yeah. The
yeah,
guest bathroom
feel
is
free.
nice, and then our bathroom is crazy, but I get it.
Yeah. It's right on the 5th floor, and he gives you a couple of instructions. So you want to move. You have to talk to this painting and convince them to slide open, and you crawl into a thing. But it's a pretty big space, so you'll be fine. You can actually probably walk in it. But you have to get up onto this thing, walk through a hallway, and then you'll be there. No problem.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. And usually this thing doesn't malfunction. So just in case you see any suspicious activity, there's a rumor going around that the Phantom might be here.
The Phantom?
Yeah, he's renowned to be one of the most stealthy assassins in the islands.
Oh, the Milkman.
Yeah, I prefer that name too, but the Phantom is really sticking. I don't know, someone really persuasive is spreading the word for some reason.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Well, I'll try not to meet him in a dark hallway.
Yeah, please don't. And not to mention the other rumors. About
Which other rumors? God,
about,
there's so many.
About the pink elephant in the room? Or more like the pinkle elephant.
Oh, yeah. Well, weren't they saying that was the other guy? That they're all pirates, right?
Yeah, I think they might be all pirates.
Yeah,
That's so
what
crazy.
I heard, but I don't know.
I mean, can you imagine what it would be like if you're sitting there rooting for somebody who you think is representing your school, and it turns out they're just a bunch of people with their own agenda?
I can't imagine that. No.
It'd be a major bummer.
It would.
Not that we would have to worry about that, obviously. But
that's an Inkwell thing, though. I mean, come on,
yeah. I mean, they're a bunch of losers anyway.
That's Well, all right. I'm gonna find Danny and see if I can't get him to fix this alarm, because it should not be doing that. So
yeah, please do, and just tell him to chill out a little bit. He's been really acting up ever since the names were drawn from the Chalice of Water.
Yeah, I mean, he was a little uptight even the night that I first met him, and that he thought he was getting in then. So I think he just needs to chill in general.
Yeah, he's normally a much more calm guy in general. It's just ever since his comb went missing, he's just been completely on edge. It's he's not even the same person,
Okay, now don't ever tell him that I asked this, but does the comb have a dark past or something? Is it from a orphaned situation, or what? Is it special, or is it just a comb?
Well, don't tell anybody I said this.
Lips are sealed.
Rumor has it, on the down low, that Danny the Dagger isn't a wizard. People are whispering that he might be a warlock.
Oh.
And that the comb is like a symbol of a pact or something.
Like something from a patron.
Yeah, something like that. He's been really agitated ever since he lost it. I mean, normally there's stipulations you can't be separated from you, just reappears in your hand or whatever. But for some reason, the comb is different. It might not be the direct pact link. Maybe it's just a gift from a patron or something like that. But I mean, he was pretty distressed.
Danny. Interesting. Well, I never heard that. I'll be going now. Goodbye.
Okay, see ya. Oh, congrats, by the way.
Thanks. I'll turn out and I'll walk right back out of the dorm. Walk in, walk out. Back to my companions.
Okay, and you have Gallet's ring. Gallet, you're in there. You heard all of that.
Yep.
Who had the comb?
Oh
wait, didn't you give it? Didn't you give it back to those? Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
God damn it!
So nice in here.
I wanted to talk to the comb. It's just a sentence I thought I'd never say. Alrighty, everyone. Let's go to the secret bathhouse.
Okay. You guys walk together. Give me a luck check. One person.
Who's feeling lucky? Okay, you're feeling lucky.
You feel lucky?
Wait, who's feeling lucky?
You
I
said
can
it
feel
correctly.
lucky. What number? What dice? Oh, just a
A
d20.
d20. A d20.
Hey, not bad.
Okay. A 15. On a 15, on your way up to the 5th floor, you spy half of the quadruplets. Number 2 and number 3. Walking down, they seem a little distressed.
Can I just like sort of hold the ring up to my face? Hey, Gallet, do you maybe want to chat to your house buddies?
I don't think I can speak in here, but I saw it inward. I sigh, put down the wine glass, close my book, get up from the
in your
plush,
silk robe.
the little couch,
Yeah,
and
Gala, you're in there, and fucking hold on, I don't remember the fucking painting's name.
the Thenespiritio, the cunning.
Something the cunning. I gave him like a weird name.
Yeah,
He
it's
goes,
this.
Sinisterio. Yes, Sinisterio. It was supposed to be Sinisterio. Yeah, Sinisterio the cunning goes, leaving so soon, are you?
Yeah, it seems like they're falling apart immediately without me. What are you gonna do? Well, it
I
was great
know,
talking.
but it's your move.
My move?
Yeah, Queen's Knight to
Oh,
A11. You see the
you
dragon
know,
chessboard is set in front of you guys.
you know what? This is gonna actually probably take a while. We're gonna. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to probably start this out. I was losing really bad. I just top it off next time. Next time, I'll let you.
All
I'll
right,
let you
buddy.
go first. I'll let you go first.
All right, buddy. Hey, anyway, any more thought on that proposition about putting me on a real wall, like somewhere where I could stab people?
I vanish.
Okay, you vanish back into the real world. You reappear. Ring on your finger now. I think
Yeah.
it snaps back to you once you come out. And you see that the half of the quadruplets, 2 and 3, walk over and they go, "Oh, Bushel Dowdy,
Oh, hey.
there you are."
I was
You see,
around.
they walk towards you in unison, but in kind of a hectic pace. Go, have you seen number 1?
No, usually they're with you. Only number one?
Yes. Me, number 3, and number 4 have been looking for him for the past hour and a half. We haven't been separated for this long since we were born.
That's worrying. When was the last time you saw them?
Well, they were pulled away by Professor Yeska for some, head boy duty. Which normally doesn't take too
Oh.
long, but it was apparently an extremely private conversation. Then he came back and he said, I have to go to the library, and then told us not to follow, and then, well, we have developed a personal, like, quadruplet sending spell sort of system where we can cast it between ourselves like a network, like a group chat, if you will. And usually all of us reply to it almost immediately. But he left us undelivered.
Delivered. From what it seems like, that's happening to a few people. Uh, do you have any way of confirming if anyone has tampered with his mind from afar?
No way of telling until we see him in person, but yes, if we were to, get our hands on him, well, quadruplet's instinct tells me that his mind certainly has been tampered with in some way. If not some sort of physical coercion, then yes, something has happened to him. We are just, well, he's our brother. And
Of
though each
course.
of us has 3, we're so used to being 4. You know what I mean?
We're currently investigating that already, actually. If it's all right with the others, how about you just tag along if we find nothing in the we're checking out if Danny the Dagger has something similar happening to him. If that doesn't work there, we can just head to the library. Maybe you with us can help find out what's going on here.
Sorry, but we're going to the library to see where our quadruplet twin is. We are not going to spend time going anywhere else. If you would like to accompany us to the library first, then you may do so, but we are not going to waste time checking out on Danny the Dagger, that cur, that absolute swine, that knave,
Dang.
that
Do we split up?
dingleberry.
Do we split up, gang?
Well, now you're all in on splitting up. Oh.
Splitting the
Oh,
party!
I get ya.
Well, if we did, what would Suma's lead be? Like alone? Like, would you go to the bathhouse alone?
Well, I assume 2 and 2, like always.
Oh. Okay, so like we will. Okay.
From the pattern, though, it is safe to assume something has probably happened to Lily,
Mhm.
the Doomhouse head
Mhm.
girl,
Right.
and what did I name her? Hold on, I have to double check. What was her name?
I think it's Winona.
Winona. Yes. Winona. The Groomort. Winona Dolores, the Groomort head girl as well.
Mhm.
Crazy that they didn't go for Stinkworm.
Yeah, Otto Stink or Tobias Winkleworm.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually he was supposed to be head boy, and then I came up with the quadruplets on the spot in the thing.
And
'cause
then
you
they
asked me
were
what the
just
other teams were
better.
like, and I was like, these guys are better.
Yeah.
These guys are
Oh.
better.
Oh, I have to change. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
Tobias was just like, that's why he got like bullied into being the one threatening you. Anyway, yes. So you don't know where Lily is. You don't know where Winona is either. You can choose to tackle them one by one, or you can choose to split up and spread your energies.
I think splitting up might be the better option now.
Famous last words.
Well, now we have more information.
Yes, no, I
Okay, wait.
think
And also, if we
Technically,
go
we
now
also
with
don't
the
have to.
Smiths, then we have 3 others helping, which is not something. Not a small difference.
well, hang on. So I might have zoned out temporarily. Why do they think he's in the library?
Because
He
said
said
he's
he was gonna
going to the
go to the
library.
library.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he said something to that effect, and then said, "Don't follow me."
Soft
Ah,
And you
I
were gonna say
see.
something, Viv, right?
I was gonna say we also don't necessarily have to go after our own heads.
That's true.
That
That
would
is
be
true.
funny. We all just want to pick someone else's.
That's true.
Lily? Who's Lily?
Well, we have, the whole night. So what if we go 2 and 2, and then depending on what we see, we can try to contact the other 2 and,
Well,
Yeah.
is there? So presumably there's 4 we have to do. If we split up into 2 and 2, then one group will do 2 probably, and then the other group will do the other 2. Now, is there a point in splitting up in the first place if we're still not doing them all simultaneously?
Well,
If it's
it's
timed.
safer. It is safer if we go 2 to 2 instead of all ones.
Well, it would also be safer just to do 4 then. For each
Well,
one.
yeah, but we're just.
I
don't
think
know,
if there's
guess
like a
it's-
time element, and if we like are trying to get first, I don't know if like maybe we would.
Currently,
true.
it seems like the 2 for 2 is a nice middle ground for us to see what's going on and what we're dealing with.
And we don't need to commit
If
to anything.
if the two, if the 2 for 2 and one of us faces a very dangerous enemy that they can't really handle that well, we'll have a very good idea of if we're expected to do this separately or not. And we do have a long time to actually solve this. So it
Okay.
just seems like
do.
the
Now-
prudent in between to get an idea.
So to decide who goes with who. Now, in case things go wrong and we need to get away, I do have one use of Dimension Door for the day.
I can
s-
dimension door.
Okay, and I don't know, Suma, are you out of 4th level spell slots?
I have 2 4th levels I can
Okay.
dimension door. Yeah.
So 3 of us can do that if we need to. We also have Thunder Step, so we all have a way to get out if we need to. So I guess actually, yeah. How do we decide who goes with who? Do we just like draw? I won't.
I'm going with the Smiths.
Well, I mean, who goes like with us, the 2 and 2. Like,
Oh.
last time I went with Ruby.
Who's
so-
useful at a library?
Probably Suma.
Well, I assume it's probably going for the dagger, right?
I
Well, we also
guess
need to
I
look at the
probably
other two.
Well, yeah, I guess we
should.
don't need to do that, yeah.
It doesn't have to be those 2 first, but if we wanted to do that, I could also be helpful at the library.
You do read.
Maybe
But I'm not good with magic.
I feel like Alok, you seem like you have your library is a good fit for
Yeah.
you, and
Well, my
Ruby,
dad is
I
a librarian. I
wouldn't
used to
mind
work
her
with him,
help.
so that would help.
If
Do you have some water spells? If there's water involved.
yeah, sounds good. I'm convinced.
All right, let's go.
Lucky lads.
I mean,
Woo!
we're not that at all.
No.
Right, we're not at all.
That.
So
This is-
Gallet and Alok to the library,
Right.
Yep.
and Ruby and Suma to the bathhouse.
Right. And Ruby and
Yes.
Gallet both have the earrings still. So
Yep.
it's so
Okay.
sad. I feel like Suma and Alok never split off, but it's because they have like very similar.
We did
strengths.
one time.
Yeah. That
But
is
yes,
true.
we have very similar bonuses, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
hard.
it's
It's hard
silly.
to justify it.
We need to start drawing like names and hats to get this going.
Shake it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Gallet and Alok, you go up towards the library. It is 2 floors up from this floor. So Suma and Ruby, you stay on this floor, the 5th floor, to go check out the bathhouse. And Gallet, you ascend 2 more floors, and Alok, you guys ascend 2 more floors up to where the grand library is. You guys walk into this library. You push open a set of oaken double doors, about like 20 feet tall, into a massive indoor space that seems probably like a lot of the places here in Ravenhall, probably extra dimensional in nature to hold such an enormous amount of books. You watch as books are like flying with levitation spells all the way across. They seem to be animated in some way, act like basically like birds flying from perch to perch, sliding into slots or into the open hands of readers who are summoning them from little like podiums that they can like kind of like, hey Siri, and ask like like tell them what book they want to read. And like a suitable book flies off from the shelves and lands there. You see the oldest, crustiest librarian of all time, like sitting there. More skeleton than man, just the oldest human person you have ever seen, like sitting back, like aghast, in this large leather chair with a wooden back. You see as you guys approach, he goes, "Hello,
Oh dear.
Hello?
hello,
Nice. I'm Bushel Dowdy.
books?
Yep.
Books?
We're looking for a person actually. Have you seen a
That's
number
not a
one?
book. That's not a book.
It is not.
That's
Mm-mm.
not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Are you able to
A
tell?
book about
people-
a person?
No, more like
No books.
Can-
I have a lot of
people.
those.
people. Is there like a sign-in
Books
chart?
about people.
Well,
No, just
what if-
your experience.
what if we wanted to find a person to write a book about? Could you tell us where to find that person to make the book?
Outside the library, probably. Lots of people outside here.
Yeah, this isn't work.
Has there
Yeah.
recently someone that
Mostly books.
who can you
Mostly.
show us a sheet of who checked out books the most recently?
Oh. Yes. You see, he, with his extremely thin, spindly hands, lifts up the largest fucking tome you've ever seen. Boom. like sets it down onto the table. It shakes the ground a little bit. He cracks the spine over. He says, "Checks out book recently.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah. We have most recent one Smith.
Oh, amazing. What did they
One
check out?
Smith. They checked out uh forbidden potions and how to brew them."
I turned to the Smiths. You guys have already done potion stuff. Is that a potion book you've been thinking about doing?
Well, usually that sort of thing is probably in the restricted section. He would have had to have, express permission from faculty to be able to procure such a book.
Huh. But I mean, he still got it, so I doubt he's in the restricted section. Probably. Uh, did you happen to remember what direction this person went? Like, did they go to the fantasy section after getting this book, or did they go to the
He's right
door
there.
section?
He's right there. He's right there.
I
And
look
there.
in
There's two
there.
of them now.
Oh, yeah, they're
Yeah.
quadruplets.
There's there.
Mm.
Uh, oh, I know.
Hmm.
Yeah, that you know what? That seems like a good idea in my head. Um,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna do it because I don't get to do it, and I want to do it.
Okay.
You're
I
just
turn into
scabbing
a
for humans
bloodhound and I
now.
start sniffing for him.
Oh. Okay. You polymorph yourself into a bloodhound. Um, you catch the scent. So you spent enough time with one to kind of discern his scent and the way that it is subtly different from 2, 3, and 4. He was born first, after all.
Yeah.
Obviously. You go ahead and give me a, I guess, a perception check. I'm assuming you have advantage of some kind.
Yeah,
Being a
I'm looking
bloodhound.
for like a list of beasts. So give me a second because yeah, that's sorry that I don't have this on hand.
You're good. This is a new situation.
Um creature?
While you look for that,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, yeah,
and let me
sorry.
know when you've got it. Suma and Ruby, you walk up to the aforementioned painting on the 5th floor. On the painting is it looks like a man, like a knight, who is stained with mud and blood after a long battle. And he's like sitting there on like a tree stump. He looks over at you and goes, "Halt, you there! Wherefore do you approach the painting of Sir Bartleby the Filthy,
Filthy.
the downright dirty dog of the Empire? Not my
Oh,
choice, I was named that. It's just my name."
one dirty dog to another. I sort of like lift up my robes, which are blood stained from the day
Oh, ho,
before.
ho.
I heard this was the place to get some respite after a long battle.
Indeed it is. Fortunate are they who are, let's say, in the way of dirt and muck to come to my painting. This is a massive, massive painting. It's enormous. It like takes up the entirety of the wall. You see, he says he takes off his helmet, sets it down, and you see his like long blonde hair is thoroughly caked with dirt. And he says, "So you seek ablution?"
I do. We both do.
Indeed. Well, why should I let you in? After all, the bathhouse of this moment is rather full.
There is I sort of like say an internal prayer before I say this because I know it's wrong, but I'm going to say it. There's a companion who's already entered into your chambers, and
Oh, really?
spending one's ablutions in the presence of another can often be the most cleansing experience.
Well, I will say you are not the only one who believes that way. In fact, there are a total of 5 already present within the chamber, although they very much would not like their ablutions disrupted. So, if I were you, I would tread very, very lightly around them in particular, quiet as a mouse.
I can have a light touch if need be.
Well, I sure hope so. The fucking painting swings open, and he goes, I can't see you anymore, but trust that I'm winking in your general direction. As the painting swings open. And as the door opens, you feel like a waft of like wind rush through as the air inside this little tunnel that is revealed by the painting swinging open is quite hot. It smells like steam and soap and like foam and bubbles. It washes over you. You clamber up into this honestly kind of like massive cavern, basically, and step through the painting and come upon a door. How do you open this door? Are you attempting to be stealthy about it, or are you just going to swing it open?
Maybe
Well,
stealthy.
yeah, I gotta get out my rogue skills. Hang on.
Yes.
Can
You
I
didn't know this would be a stealth
investigate the
section.
door?
Sure,
Can I
yes.
investigate it?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Give me an
Aylock,
investigation.
Wormlock, this one is for you.
At 26. Okay. You hear from within the walls booming voices laughing and like oh actually wait. Where's my you know, that type of thing. And you hear like heavy sighs that are reverberating off of the walls. You know, bathhouses tend to have kind of like good acoustics. It's hot in this hallway, and you can tell that from the sound, the size of the voices, and the occasional thunderous steps that take place from behind this iron door, that there are extremely large individuals taking baths within. You would say they're probably on the scale of giants.
Oh boy. I just look at Ruby. Yeah, hear that?
On the 26th, there's 5 of them.
Well, at least we're not alone.
Yeah. Oh boy. Is it stupid to go in there? I'm just checking.
Mm. But I mean, we don't have any clues besides that. So I mean, unless we see anything outside here.
I will say as
Yeah.
well on a yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you go.
I was gonna say that you see as well on a 26 investigation that there is a good amount of steam seeping through the cracks in this iron door. So inside there will be a dense layer of steam that may make it a bit easier to sneak through.
I could also cast fog cloud if you want to make it even
Oh,
Here.
that would actually be quite
Yeah.
helpful because it would not be as conspicuous if it was already in the steam.
Yeah.
Steamy.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it lasts for 1 hour.
Okay, I feel like that's a great step. I'm trying to think if I have anything useful here, but unfortunately, this is not what I prepared my spell book for today. So I think
Hell
stealth,
yeah.
stealth, and
Curveballs.
fog cloud is a great
Ooh.
start. Let's do it.
Okay.
I
I'm just gonna
will create
give
the
me
door.
a stealth check to open the door as quietly as possible and slip in. These are big doors, by the way.
Okay.
It is meant to accommodate
Both
all
sides?
manner of creature. One of you can, yeah. The other, I will say the other can give the help action.
Would you like to help me? Or what's your dexterity? What's your stealth?
It's just +1, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I have +3. If you would like to give me advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
On a 22, for the benefit of the stream and the recording, I'll put all of you guys on this map.
Oh, hi.
You peer inside and you see
Oh.
5 enormous frost giants, part of the delegation hailing from Edelheim, taking advantage of the luxurious bath offered to them, the only one big enough to house them. Normally, what makes this bathhouse great is that there's so much space. You can be in there and like chill out in the steam and then go in. There's so much space for everyone to be in there, but it's also perfect for these big ass giants. You can see, I will say, you see the general layout of the room. You can see the hulking silhouettes through the steam, but beyond that, there's not a whole lot you can see through the dense steam that is filling up the entire room. So it's acting a bit like a double-edged sword in that it makes it difficult for the giants to spot you because their line of sight is up here and you guys are down there. But also, it makes it harder for you to find whatever it is you might be looking for.
Mhm.
As you guys contemplate your next action, I'm going to switch back over to Gallet and Alok.
Hey, I
Real
got it.
quick,
Yeah.
did I cast Fog Cloud or no? Not yet.
You can choose to be casting that. Would you like to cast that the moment you walk in? Because you can. You can have it prepared and cast it as you walk in, or you can cast it at a later point once you're deeper inside. It's up to you.
No.
I will mention
I
also create or destroy water will work on this steam.
Right. I didn't pick that or that down, I don't think. But I do have Fog Cloud because it's one of my.
Yes, one of your
I don't know.
cleric spells. Yes.
I think it would be good to have just in case.
Okay, so I'll just cast it
Okay.
as we come in.
Okay. You cast it as you come in, which means I am going to put a little bit. Where is that? Persistent spell effects. Oh, this is a bit big, I think. What's the radius on Fog Cloud? Is it 20 feet?
20 foot, yeah.
Radius? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, maybe it is supposed to be that big, actually. We'll say it's this big for now. I'll adjust it later. Yeah. We'll say you cast an extra Fog Cloud, and you hear, Brenholf! It seems the steam has gotten even thicker. And you see the other one goes, Oh, yeah, Donfalt. It has gotten thicker. I think Binglestoff is adding even more bubbles to the bath. You know how he likes his bubbles. And then Binglestoff goes, You idiots. I am simply luxuriating in this bath to wash away stink of dirty defeat by traitors who fail at task. It will be my honor to watch them die at Frozen Prince's hands. Ah, you are such buzzkill, Binglestoff. Everyone doesn't like you, you know that, right? You see they're like talking amongst themselves, booming voices, by the way, echoing over your heads, such that you can barely hear. It's like resonating so loudly inside of this room. You guys have not made a move yet. You have not been spotted. You don't know exactly what you're looking for. Whether or not Danny the Dagger is in here is going to be a matter of investigation checks. However, while you're in the fog cloud and while you're in an area of the bathhouse that has steam, all your investigation and perception checks will be made at disadvantage. I'll give you that to stew over as I cut back to Gallet and Alok. Was that your perception check?
Yeah, 15.
Okay,
I'm
a
using
15.
a dire wolf stats.
Okay. You sniff out and you hunt around. As you do, Gallet, you catch a scent. It's faint, but it's there. It's one Smith's scent. And you see that it's in the restricted section. Judging by the strength of the scent, it's weaker on the way to the restricted section and then stronger within it, which gives you the impression that one never actually left.
I do the pointer dog thing towards the restricted section, and I start
Where's the boy?
going forward.
Alok, you walk over.
I think he's found something, guys. Oh, why are you
Who's
bringing to a
Alok
well?
talking to?
Aren't the Smiths with us? Or did
Oh,
they
that's
leave?
right. That's right.
Oh, okay, yes, sure, we'll follow along. And they walk over, and they go, do you think that one never left the restricted section? He's still in there. There's powerful magical wards. We're not going to be able to get in there without faculty approval, unless you see they look both ways and say it's locked by a powerful arcane lock, but you know, I don't know. I don't suppose anyone here is handy with thieves' tools.
Oh, yeah. No, I can do that. Yeah.
I start peeing in a corner.
Yeah, lift a little leg.
Yeah,
probably should go a little
marking my
quickly here.
territory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll hasten my thieves tooling when I see him peeing.
Go ahead and
Alright.
give me a thieves' tools check.
Ooh, classic.
Ooh, not great.
Not great.
You hear the thieves' tools kind of clank inside something, like something gets caught, and your lockpick gets sucked into the keyhole, trapped inside.
Well,
I come back and I don't know what happened, so I just sit right by him, just waiting for
Wagging
him to
your tail?
finish. Yeah,
okay.
my int is 3, so I'm chilling. I'm having a great time.
So are those lockpicks presumably gone?
Those ones, yes.
Okay.
Until this thing gets opened.
Okay, because those are my +1 lockpicks, so now I have a lower DC or lower.
By whatever means you open it, it will be spit back out once it is open.
Yeah. I look back and I'm like, I don't know. I think that was my only.
Do you have any spares? Oh, you don't have any spares.
Well, I had
shoot.
I had magical ones, but I don't know if it was my original ones made magical. I don't remember.
I think you got extra magical ones, I want to say.
Yeah, from the chest in the like tournament. Well, not tournament. I remember Ghost talking to someone. I remember me talking to a guy with a leg that had a cannon or something. That
Oh
like
my god.
yeah. Didn't he open the chest and he got these like in a carnival thing?
Yeah, in the trial of the Trial of the Breeze.
Wait, I got
in
the
Gallon.
+1s back then.
I
I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure.
Because what Gallus is
Maybe.
referring to is the trial of the Zephyr, also in Gallon, where he had to talk to a bunch of like guys, like people who were sad in like a park and cheer them up. And an Alok's thing that he did was to figure out which of the chests was the correct chest with investigation checks, and like one of them was a mimic or something like that. I don't know if you had to fight the mimic, but eventually at the end you got the final prize, which I think had him. I don't know, but that's what it reminds me of. It sounds correct.
Okay, so if I would have another pair, it would be my last one. So we'll have to hope to God I roll well.
It's a
Okay.
+9. What are the chances that you'll roll
Well,
worse?
plus
What
8.
are the chances?
Or it's a +8. You know what? That means it's better chances.
Yeah,
You see the two of the quadruplets put one hand each on your shoulder. Say, "We don't know you. We've never met you.
right.
But our dog friend at the moment seems to place all of his faith in you.
I'm drooling on
If-
his leg.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
doing that. If you're the only thing standing between us and finding our brother, we trust you." And they give you the help action.
I'm surprised you don't. You guys were at the games, whatever. It's fine. All
Well,
right.
yeah, but we don't know you personally,
Right,
Nick.
but you know why the dog
We
just
watched you on TV.
on what?
What does TV stand for?
-1 from that. Oh, there you go.
Oh, you didn't even see, that's
Okay.
what I'm talking about.
Okay. On a nat 20, a lock, the lock opens, swings open. Out of a little wormhole, your enchanted lockpicks pop out. You were able to collect them. You guys step foot into the restricted section, where you see one smith hanging from the ceiling, tied in chains. There are no locks on these chains. They look arcane in nature. The chains are attached to a small basin, like an arcane construction with a small basin attached to it. The book, Forbidden Potions and How to Make Them, is laid open on a little book stand before him. One is unconscious, but he's not the only one there. You see two students that you do not recognize whatsoever, but from the looks of their dress and their garb, they look to be a representative each of one of the houses hailing from Pinkles from Inkwell University. That's Martha Pinkles. That's not her last name, but her name is Martha. And an individual whose garb reminds you very much so of a Wolfspell Academy student. They're also similarly hanging from chains. They seem entirely unconscious, unable to respond. And go ahead, all of you give me an Arcana check. I'll make the twins make one as well.
Oh yeah, I got this.
Ooh, I'm not. Oh, I have a base +3.
Okay. The twins rush over and they reach a hand out to the chains and immediately oh that was so painful. They scan it, they cast a little tick magic, a little like flurry of spells, and they go, "I believe that the chains are stealing away their life force. They will die if we don't get these off of them, but physically removing them, I don't think will work." They look at the basin and they say, "I think something needs to be placed into that basin before they can be released." The book remains open. Would any of you guys like to read what's on the page?
When I'm done, it seems like a lot of people are freaking out, and I'm looking around and I'm not seeing any enemies. Can I go back to my form?
Yeah, you go back to your form.
Okay. Hair.
Ooh, you
They're
okay?
dying? Oh yeah, no, that was a trick.
Oh, that
Okay.
was really cool. I'm surprised you haven't done that before.
Oh well, I think I've done it like once in the water, but like I don't think anyone saw.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I like that spell. That's a fun one.
Anyways, these people are dying. I think.
Yeah,
we
I
help them.
guess so we need a liquid in the basin. Do we need to probably make a potion?
Whatever the book says, I guess we should read it.
Yeah, let's look at it. Let's look at the pages open on.
Okay. It says potion of release. And it doesn't seem to be part of the book itself. It looks like it was like a late edition that was just like it's like a separate like leaf of paper has just been slotted into a page. Ingredients include one vial of frost giant sweat,
Go on.
Interesting.
Aw.
powdered dust from an animated wall,
Huh.
Okay.
mm-hmm. Plucked eye from a beholder,
That's worrying.
and a lock of hair from the person needing to be released.
Well,
Okay,
geez, where are we
well,
gonna get any of this stuff, especially the Frostbrine Sway? I feel like that's just we have to go to Edelheim for that.
imagine if one of the people up there was bald. They would instantly be dead.
That'd be so unfortunate for this
Yeah.
particular spell.
Eyebrow hairs will work for this as well.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Facial hair,
Huh.
yeah.
Well, we're okay. Well, first off, we're already screwed. We frost giant sweat.
Yeah, that we'd have to go to Edelheim. And maybe we could teleport. Maybe Portia gets onto
Wait,
the.
you know what? Maybe
We should just give
Johnson
up, I
knows.
think.
Fair.
yeah.
Oof, that's bad.
You guys have that information. And I think as Suma and Ruby are like low down to the ground, sneaking through this fog cloud, as you guys ruminate over how the fuck you're supposed to get any of these things, that is where we're going to end our session as the clock ticks over to 11. The stage is set for the second stage of the competition, which took place a little bit sooner than I think you guys would have expected or liked, but here you are. The second stage is already upon you. A little sneaky move by Yeska and the planning committee. But unlike the other people from the other houses or other schools, you guys have a distinct head start by even knowing that the stage is already happening. And with 3, perhaps probably more lives in the balance, we will check back in on how you guys save them all, or which of them get saved at all, next time around. Thank you for a fun, very
That was
light
fun.
session.
Yeah.
After a very combat heavy type sessions, the past couple ones. Yeah, this is my take on. So this whole thing is like a fucking Gauntlet of Fire homage. And this is my like when they get captured, like, each of them has a person that gets
I like
captured
one.
is under the water type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that thing. The last stage also will be a very telling, I think,
Oh god,
homage.
it's a maze.
I
Is
know
it?
immediately. I was like, maze?
I've never read any of the Harry Potter stuff, so it's all gonna be new to me.
I've never
It's
read
all
it.
fresh to you, and I'm putting my own little spin to it, of course.
Mhm.
But yeah,
It's
yeah.
a red wraith gonna show up, right?
Wait, what?
If it's like Harry Potter, the red wraith will show up and
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have a duel with them. That'd be cool.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you know, everybody knows the competition doesn't just end like the
Wait.
competition's supposed to end.
People they die in the maze.
They die in real life.
Yeah,
Mm.
finally.
Simon's gonna die.
Oh
What?
no.
Someone has
Only three people made it out of that maze. So one of us has got to go.
Well, Alok's basically already dead, so.
Yeah.
That's true. He's the Phantom now.
He is Danny
Wow,
Phantom.
what a good role. You were
Well-
gonna be the Milkman forever.
That was like the only good roll. I mean, I had the natural 20, but after the failure, that was if I was gonna have a good roll, that was the one.
Yeah.
Well, my main concern was that I feel like the Milkman is a very specific name, and who else in the world goes to a bar and orders milk other than Alok? So I feel like it would have been pretty telling.
They're gonna
I thought it was a little
Yeah.
too specific.
Yeah. That was a DC 25 check, by the way, on the lock pick. It was a very clutch net 20.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
the DC 25. There was another way you guys could have gone about it, involving like books and stuff, but if you guys couldn't hit the check, because he was gonna swallow all your lock picks until you either hit
That was
it
my last one.
or did the book stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys got through.
Or
And
just threatened the librarian to open it, you know.
what?
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah, when we
Just have a
need
fire
someone-
next to a book. We'll do it. We'll burn it.
Don't. That's bad for books. Yeah. Yes. So this will be a fun little more skill challenging
Mhm.
type section of the competition. A lot more. So funny that Ruby's gonna have to be in the stealth version of it, which I think is very funny.
Yeah, I know, it's
Um,
perfect.
I think it's super funny.
Mhm.
But it's actually there's things you guys don't know that I know that actually I think Ruby is perfect for. Um, with the path you two are going down, it ended up working out pretty well, I would say.
So we're gonna fight 5 frost giants, right? That's
We can
what's
take
happening.
them.
Easy.
We can totally. You take 3, I'll take 2. Is that fine?
After they
Yeah, or
kill all of
we
them,
can
we'll
each
be
do
asking for
two and a
this.
half. I'll take half. You take half. Right down the middle.
Cool.
You guys gotta
Well.
do a Legolas and Gimli and start counting
Counting,
how
yeah.
many.
Yes, we are Legolas and Gimli.
Well, who's
It's
what's his name? Grimly? What's his name?
Gimli.
Grimly.
Gimli. Whoever's Gimli, that's unlucky because he got like nothing.
True.
Doesn't he get like none of them and like Legolas gets a ton? I don't remember. I guess. I think that's
They
the
were
case.
tied for a bit.
Hmm.
Well, Gimli
They
was ahead for a bit,
were
and then Legolas just
tied.
went crazy at the end. I
Legolas
think
was Legolas.
Show off.
he was shooting like 3 arrows at a time. I think or something like that.
Oh, by the way, Liz, I love your little hair, like headband thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Thanks.
man.
It's
nice.
it's just a little kitty headband.
It's so cute.
But I really need to trim my bangs, and they're all like flying everywhere. So I was like,
You need a
yeah.
haircut
away.
too.
I really need one, but
Oh,
it's
you
so
wanna-
boring to do it. I just don't want to. So
I too should probably
I
cut
wear
my
cat
hair.
ears instead. But there you
Costs
go.
money to cut your hair.
Yeah, I'm cutting it off for that reason, but I definitely need it.
Yeah,
I don't. I just have my partner do it.
I get a haircut like once a year, basically.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But what about your split
That's
ends?
so
Come
good.
on, you gotta be worried. Split ends.
Chop it off.
Hydration,
True.
hydration. It's a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not expect you guys to respond so well to Ebony Darkness Dimension Ravenway.
Oh,
That
she
was like
was
a bit.
amazing day one.
That was a full bit. Like, I think my original plan was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill these people off. Like, they're gonna lose first. I'm like, this is a meme. They're gonna lose first. Like, these Edelheim people have kind of like a connection to like the Edelheim plot that will happen later. You know, like context for that. And then I was like, nah, I'm a roll for it. Let's roll for it instead. And then this happens,
Yeah.
which is delightful. There's already certain
Also,
things that yeah, the Gallet and Ebony dynamic is hilarious to me.
I love
It's
it.
great, yeah. It's that amount of cringe, like, oh, it burns good.
The thing is, I can't even respond to it because, like, I was an emo middle schooler in the age of my immortal, and like, she's me.
Yeah,
For real,
see,
for
I was
real.
emo as well in high
Howling at-
school, so it's a self burn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but those are the best kind sometimes.
In the End was unironically my favorite song for
Yeah.
like a very
I
long
know.
time.
Yeah, that
That's-
Linkin Park was my first ever live concert. Which
Oh my god.
old.
Whether emo
Linkin
or
Park
not, though, those songs are
DBZ
great.
videos was my childhood.
Yes. Oh my god. Also,
so good.
for you Hunter x Hunter lovers, I'm now at the Chimera Ant arc, and
Yes!
I'm scared.
Let's
I'm
go!
really scared.
You should be.
Best arc ever. It's so good.
I just know shit is gonna happen, and I can't stop it, and I don't want.
I forget. Are you a Kurapika stan?
How could I not be?
I mean, come on.
Because I
You
remember
told
in
me.
this Discord, I predicted that at some
You
point.
told me before I even started it. And so I was prepared to be, and then I was like, I don't appreciate that you foresaw this about me. However,
It was just it's so
I
funny.
am also a Leorio stan
Oh, he's great.
in a way that I could not have fathomed. I
He's
love him.
amazing.
Yeah, he just has a good heart. I think when I was doing like a rewatch while we were still doing this campaign, and I was like, oh wow, like Kurapika is such a Suma coded character out of
Yes,
all of
that's
them.
what you said to me, and I was like, I wonder what that
Like
means. And then
you can
first
kind of
episode, it's like
map them out a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I feel like if I had
The
to do 1-to-1,
the only
like
thing
Alok
is
Killua as
no
well.
one is really gone. No one is really gone in our group, I feel.
That's true.
Because I feel like Ruby and Alok together are Killua. And
Sounds like a horrible character.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
He's
I
the
love
best
him
boy.
so much.
He's
I
the best boy.
actually, when we first started the show and he showed up in episode like 3, I was like, I hate this brat. Like, what are we even doing? And now he's like, maybe also my favorite character.
Look at that
And maybe also
amazing
the main
theme.
character. I don't know. I love him.
Yeah.
But
I should rewatch. It's been a minute.
anyway, I just
I'm
wanted you to
tempted.
know that I'm about to experience pain.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Without getting too into it, yeah.
Yes.
I know one spoiler. I don't know how it happens. I've just seen a screenshot of it, and I don't.
It's
want
hard to get away from that one.
I think you
It's
know
hard
which
to
one
get
I
away.
mean.
A lot
Yeah.
of video
It's
games
very
showcase it. If that's the one,
Yes, that's true.
and
Or
when you
like-
see it, you're like, that is not why that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, or like cosplays too. Like I think I've seen a lot of like cosplay images
Oh.
of
If it's the one I'm
that-
thinking of, how do you cosplay that? I don't know. I have to
A lot of
look, but I
creativity.
shouldn't look.
I've seen it.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I don't doubt people.
to people
Yeah.
who have not watched Hunter x Hunter, watch Hunter x Hunter.
I
It's good.
tried. Maybe I didn't
It's
get
on
enough
your
of a chance,
list.
I guess. But
To be fair, the
It's-
earlier
I-
on is harder. Like
I will
for most
say I
things.
bounced off of it twice before this time, and now
Makes sense.
and it finally worked this
I
time.
barely gave it a chance. So yeah.
It
I
definitely
gave up
starts
on
very
it
slow.
Oh,
early
yeah.
because I didn't like the character design, which is stupid because I actually love the character design, but like I was like, wow, what a stereotypical shonen protagonist outfit he has.
That's part of what I was feeling.
But he has a
Don't let
fishing
it fool you.
pole.
Don't
He has
let
a
it get-
fishing pole.
Well, that's not the whole thing. I think like a big part of it was, I mean, again, I didn't give much of a chance, but it felt like the characters were just like annoying kids, and I was like, I don't want to watch a show about annoying kids.
No.
That's
no.
fair.
It's
too.
wrong. It's I was
It's
you,
wrong.
and it's
Okay.
wrong.
I'll
Also,
have to try again.
for all of you, and also anyone, I don't know who's watching this on the internet, you should listen to Media Club Plus, which is a
Ooh, what's that?
podcast. It's a podcast by an actual play group called Friends of the Table, and they usually do like role-playing game podcasts. But they're also making Media Club Plus, which they're currently going through all of Hunter x Hunter with one of the members of them has never seen it and doesn't know anything about it. And so it's kind of like a blind watch through. And so they're doing like
Oh my god, that's so fun.
4 episode chunks of like episodes where they just talk about it and do like media criticism of it. And it's really good.
That's so
Oh.
fun.
How'd you like Greed
So-
Island, by the way?
I liked it. It wasn't my favorite out of all the things, but it was fun. I like Bisky so much. I love
she's
her.
great.
She's
Bisky's
my mom. Yeah, the Gona's kind of fucked up. He's a little weird.
A little.
Toward the end, he kind of gets a little weird.
You do get I will say he is not a one-dimensional character. He definitely comes off of it, but even from day one, looking back on it, you can tell he's not a normal
Right.
even when everyone was trying to get those eggs in the beginning tournament for like the hunters and people
Mhm.
were dying and all that, and he was totally fine, smiling and everything. Like there
He was
is stuff where
"Guess
like
I'll die."
yeah, no, he's pretty chill with death. It like
Yeah.
it's that thing of like, oh, General Shonen protag, look at him so happy. But as time goes on, you're like, this doesn't feel like a normal kid at all.
Mhm.
Which
Yeah,
is great.
I think that's what it was. It was like I mean, obviously in the first arcs this kind of comes across, but I think like the end of Greed Island especially, it was like this kid has got some things going on deep inside.
Yeah, he's doing some stuff.
I am frightened for him, but
But also awesome. It's great that the main character is interesting in a
yes.
shonen.
Yes. And I
Somehow.
also have now seen a couple of episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Part
And I
1,
want
part 2, part 3.
Oh, I think part 3.
Is it
I think
Jotaro?
part 3. Yes.
Okay, that's a good one. Well, not my favorite, but you know, that's where you start with stands.
That's that's where I have seen and I really enjoyed it. It made me want to go back and watch from the beginning, which I haven't done, but
Let me know when you
And-
watch part 2.
Mm.
My boy Joseph, he's amazing. I love him.
the only time I've seen him so far is he's old and he has a baby that he found. I don't know what that.
I remember that. Part 2 Joseph is prime Joseph, and he's my favorite. Later on, they do some things different with him. Some people like it, some people I don't. But prime Joseph, that's where it's at.
Yeah, I'll get there.
All right.
That's another one I have to watch. It's on the list, but I'm going through Delicious in Dungeon right now, and that's like
Oh
one
yeah,
It's
focusing
really
on.
good.
It's so
It's so
good.
good.
It's so well made.
JoJo's is another one I tried and didn't like.
Oh yeah, no, I bounced off of that a ton. I had it. The way I did it was I just skipped part 1. That's
Maybe
how
what
I did
need
it.
to do. I'm like in general not the biggest anime watcher. Like I'll watch one once in a while.
Yeah.
But I think JoJo's was just it's too bizarre. I mean,
It's too much of an
pretty wild.
adventure.
Me and
maybe.
Viv have this friend who quotes it incessantly.
Oh, really?
So like it's always like in the corner of my consciousness, like, oh yeah, I should like watch that or whatever. He'll do
Yeah.
like that deal. He says a bunch of stuff in Japanese. He's not Japanese, but she sure will say it in Japanese. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that show exists that I have never watched, that everybody's watched except for me or whatever. I should watch that. And I remember the one time I tried watching it, I was like, maybe after something else. But I think maybe I should skip the first one. I think I was like, why would I not watch the first one first or whatever, part 1 first? It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
Maybe that's maybe I'll try starting with 2. Part 2.
my experience with getting hooked was part 1. Me and my friend, we both tried watching it separately. We both bounced off, just couldn't do it. So we were like, you know what? We'll start with the end of part 1 just to see what's happening. And we both love Dio, anyways. So he's there, and then we're like, all right. My expectations were extremely low for part 2, like because I knew part 3 is where Stans came in, and that's where I was interested. First episode, killed it. I got hooked immediately with one action, and Joseph is forever my favorite because I vibe with him so hard. I love him.
I'll give it a try.
Give it
probably.
at least one episode for the end. You'll see that amazing moment, and you'll be like, maybe. You might go maybe.
There's definitely something to be said for just jumping in like in the middle and
Yeah.
just none of
Things
the establishing stuff. Just
Yeah. Because that's where so many shows are like, all right, you have to wait a bit for it until it gets good because it has to establish so much.
There is one thing I'm curious. I may have asked this before we took the break. Like I don't know. I may have asked. I don't remember. But have any of you guys read any like Brandon Sanderson's work, like Stormlight Archive and stuff? Have you guys heard about the? Have you heard about the
I have
Kickstarter
books.
for the Cosmere RPG?
Oh, yeah, I have. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, he's making like a tabletop role playing game, starting with the Stormlight books, but eventually it's gonna expand to all the other Magic systems. It's gonna be. I'm super excited. But if you haven't read them, then
Yeah, have you read the like he's been doing like one-off type books for funsies or something?
I
And
plan on getting to them eventually.
I recommend I think it's called The Guide to Wizardry. It's fun.
I Okay, yeah, I've heard that one.
The main character's a total loser, and I love him for
Okay.
it. It's
Yeah, I
great.
plan on getting through all of his books eventually, but we'll see.
He's such a good author.
I do recommend if you guys ever need a book or even just an audiobook to listen to whenever doing something. Love his books. Stormlight Archive, Mistborn. They're great.
Yeah. I wish I could.
What would you recommend for
Stormlight.
first?
Yeah,
first
I think
one?
Stormlight is the best story, but it might be the hardest to just jump into. But if you're already into like nerdy fantasy stories, then you should be able to.
Oh yeah, I mean
So you should be
I
fine.
feel like his books have been floating like around me for many years. I just read so seldomly that I haven't gotten to it, but
Mhm.
And it has art in the pages sometimes for
Oh yeah,
Stormlight.
yeah, Stormlight.
That's why I
is awesome.
can't. That's one of the big reasons why I'm like, even though I listen to so much audiobooks, I don't want to listen to audiobooks for specifically Stormlight because I feel like I'll be missing stuff,
Yeah.
which is a shame.
Yeah, I listened the first time and then I got the books and I was like, holy shit, there's so much I missed out on so much. Like I saw what the Chasm Fiends looked like for the first time. I was like, holy shit, not at all what I imagined.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
great.
Siege.
Okay,
How
gang,
it-
I gotta go.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
thank you so much for a
bye.
lovely session. I love you all, and I'll see you
Yeah.
next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
Taya.